undefeated. That's why they call me undisputed. I'm ranking up another season. I've been up on my stats. Now would you look at that? Undefeated, locked and loaded, we about to blow. Caught 'em with that left, I leave them tapped out on the floor. Sounding itchy, sticky, swishy, watch me bank a score. Up in the boat, I'm in the zone, yeah.
Go to the fire, the breath. King of the jungle and beat my chest. They say I'm posing a threat. Just like a pebble, I'm cutting the net.
Ring on my finger, but yes. Like playing chess and I don't even sweat. That's what I call a finesse. That's what I call a finesse. Ain't no rivals, ain't no rivals. They can try, but they're never ever slowing me down. On arrival, this is my show. Crossing my heart, they know we are
undefeated. That's why they call me undisputed. I'm ranking up another season. I've been up on my stats. Now would you look at that?
I pop on with the jumper, then the adios. Gotta go. I'm the prima donna, make him do the most. Not enough, I'm just warming up. We up in the club, oh. I'm ready to hunt, time to eat it up, oh.
1, 2 step, the crew scared, now you on the run. You gon' hear my soundtrack go dun 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 dun. I'll be starting riots when I pull the stun. I got him shook, I'm on a road, check on my stats.
Ain't no rivals, ain't no rivals. They can try, but they're never ever slowing me down. On arrival, this is my show. Crossing my heart, they know we are
undefeated. That's why they call me undisputed. I'm ranking up another season. I've been up on my stats. Now would you look at that?
Hey, even though it's been a long way, even at the top, I'm wide awake.
Yeah, you know it's XG.
And we do it all again.
We the ones that can't be.
Oh, just remember the time, remember the climb. Not a glitter and shine, oh. We on top of the world. Need I remind you, they know we are
undefeated. That's why they call me undisputed. I'm ranking up another season. I've been up on my stats. Now would you look at that?
I'm off the roof up in the air. Let's run, I make it count, yeah, I'm talking right now. Feel like the comeback kid, got no time to spare. Double up the score, 22-4. You know I win a lot, gotta win one more. On a hot street, never gets old. Soda with the ace and my team went gold.
Why am I playing with time as it's ticking away? It's ticking away, away. I'm asking why.
time slows down when it can get no worse. I can feel it running out on me. I don't want these to be my last words.
One of the chairs here today. I've got Organism with me, and we've got some exciting playoff Valorant action. Mississippi State versus the University of Georgia. Organism, what are we looking at here today?
Looking at Ascent coming up first, Bulldogs versus Bulldogs. It's gonna be violent. It's gonna be messy. You know, Wade's in here, so it's always violent and messy. That's how he likes it. But should be a really exciting match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I was able to see or cast an MSU or cast this team a few weeks ago. Really fun to watch. You pointed out Pants Thief. Wade, he's kind of the playmaker for Mississippi State here. No, don't have as much information for this Georgia roster, but obviously, if you're in the playoffs, you're doing something right, and we've got a best of 3 here this evening to see who is going to advance.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see them play. You know, we played them. It was a couple close maps. We did 2-0, but Wade played really well in those, and so did Panda. So I'm excited to see them back out there. Excited to get to cast it this time instead of playing it. It's a different experience altogether. But yeah. Also, I don't know if it's true, but I've heard Maddie's been popping off in their last couple of games.
Hey,
So
you know, Matt Citry has had a stigma of being the iPad smokes gamer, but you know, per our notes that we got today, no longer an iPad gamer. So I'm always impressed with Citry. I think that she's a great person and personality on this MSU roster. And I'm excited to see it. You know, when we had the B team versus C team match a few weeks ago, she was not happy at when we did spectate her. She had a few whiffs, but obviously has been in the lab and mixing it up with her teammates and ready to correct those whiffs that we saw a few weeks ago. But as we wait to get all of these players in the lobby, the maps, let's go over our map picks. I know we're starting on Ascent, but take us through the second and then, if needed, third map.
starting on a Ascent, MSU is going to be starting on Attack, and then going into Abyss for the second map. Also going to be Attack for MSU, and then the third map we're never going to see because MSU is going to 2-0 is Split, and they'll be starting on Defense. So definitely Wade wanted to play Ascent really bad, so Pants Thief, the team captain for MSU, getting to get his favorite map in there really early. So hopefully that'll bode well for them.
And Ascent, a very well played map. It's not one of the original rotation when the game first launched, but it was one of the first few added. And it's been widely played at all levels of competitive play. Very standard 3-lane map. A lot of battles can be taken mid if you have someone that is comfortable on that operator or even with that outlaw or a marshal pending the economy. And then we normally see a lot of Sovas, a lot of smokes, and then usually comes down to who's going to be that X factor, that playmaker that can get in behind the defense and pick up 1 or 2 frags, or who is able to break onto that site for that retake to get that defuse. So Ascent, always an action-packed map. We see it fairly often on these streams, but on the flip side of that, Abyss is one of the new ones. So maybe trying to pull out some strats as teams are still trying to figure out one of these newer maps in the pool. It has been out for a while, but I'm interested to see if there are going to be any like round by round strategies that both of these teams can implement there.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Ascent. I have a very big love-hate relationship with Ascent. I think the best and worst part about Ascent is that it's like the most skill-based map. I think the better team on Ascent is just gonna win. I think there's a lot less variance in picks. I think there's a lot less variance in strats, and I think it's such a solved map that you really just get to see two teams go head to head without any gimmicks or anything like that getting in the way of that. But also for those teams that like to run off meta comps and stuff, that is kind of a downside. But our this MSU roster, they're pretty baseline with what they like to run, so that's why they like this map. The only thing kind of weird that they do sometimes is they go with the chamber instead of a standard sentinel. But yeah, and then Abyss, like you said, wild card map. I don't think we've seen MSU's uh, play on it yet. I don't think they've played any streamed matches at least.
Yeah,
So
I've only seen a team play on Abyss.
yeah,
So interested to see what the B team to the plate with, so to speak. Where looks like both teams are in the lobby. They're waiting on casters, and anytime players are waiting on casters, that's we're holding up the production. So we could go ahead and get in the lobby if the players are ready, and we'll no longer have to speculate. We'll get to see who these what agents are selected for this first map of the best of 3 on Ascent. As we hop into the lobby here, as you said, Mississippi State going to be on that attack side first. Your Georgia Bulldogs are going to be on the defense. And from what we know, we may see some comfort picks, may see some flex picks. Pretty, like you said, was pretty standard, at least for the locks on the Georgia side. A KO is not any, or a KJ, excuse me, Killjoy, nothing out of the ordinary there. We also do have the KO, the Clove, Jet, and then Sova. Those recon darts can be very, very crucial on the attack as well as the defense side.
yeah, Clove, the only somewhat oddball pick from the side of Georgia, as they're all already locked. They're very standard comp other than the Clove. I think Clove on this map is good, but I think you have to be really tight with your team on it. The executes have to be a lot higher tempo. If you're walking in a little staggered, it matters a lot more when your smokes only last 13 seconds. So,
And correct me if I'm wrong, looking at for the side of Georgia, your smokes coming from Jet and Clove. I think it's safe to call that more of a non-traditional smoke comp, where as we see on the Mississippi State side of things, we see the Omen Hubbard.
yeah, Maddie really, or I'm sorry, Citry puts a lot of emphasis on getting those smokes down early so that the team has like a decent size duration to hit. And that's going to be a big thing that MSU has that Georgia just won't. Going with the Clove, especially like with how strong other smokes are right now, you have to get a lot of value off of the fact that you get a lot of kills. But it does enable you to play a lot more aggressive. You can still smoke while you're dead. That's a big benefit. If you die on the site that your team's hitting, like you get to keep those smokes up forever and ever. So it's really strong if used correctly.
And without further ado, we have made it into the warm-up before round 1. Again, Mississippi State starting on that attacking half, and Georgia Bulldogs on this defensive half. This playoff season, and what better place to start it out than on Ascent. As we see 20 seconds left in our bye phase before round 1 here. Pretty standard default on the defensive side of things, and for Mississippi State, looks like it's going to be an early call to make some presence towards B.
Yeah, our Pants Thief really likes this site. He really likes to just dash onto that switch, but it does look like they're putting a lot of emphasis towards B.
Yeah, it looks like they anticipated that recon dart, countered the knife, not a lot of information. In Jet has pushed up through the Clove, but Pants Thief getting the upper mid, and that is this is good. Getting damage. Exotic good for one before being Target 86. Flash through the smoke from Oracle takes down USC before the switch is hit and the mid planted is dropped onto market. However, numbers are currently for Mississippi State. The spike goes down and Logs not quite able to find that headshot. Now it's found out from the KJ as well. unfortunate.
One
reload.
enemy
Georgia is
remaining.
able to punish Panda and Chicken with a classic takes down Pants Thief. Just like that, the numbers split. Goes from 3 to 2 to 2 to 1. And Georgia able to make the retake happen. That's one round by way of Georgia.
Yeah, really strong first round there from Georgia. It looked like MSU had the upper hand for most of that round. Pants Thief getting a really good mid-split going on, way up there, and they were having to fight too many angles. But in the post plant, they didn't really play together. They were MSU was a little bit staggered there, so it let a lot of 1v2 happen. I think that might have fumbled them the round. So hopefully we can see them tighten up a little bit in the second round.
I agree. It looked like that post plant was a little fragmented, if nothing else.
Scanning
I
ahead.
agree. It looked like they were playing for ones and weren't able to hit those ones. Do see the dart onto the back of A site. Here, there's plenty of Killjoy utility littered across the entrance to the site, hiding behind that smoke. Pants Thief has made his way up but the judge is able to take down the auto shot. He'll do it every single time in a quick 5v3 on the side of Georgia. The call has been made and footsteps aplenty. The retreat is being called, and now the cavalry is running around towards that B site. With all that noise being made, however, the defense of Georgia slowly holding it. Looks like your 2A player is going to be holding right outside a tree room, maybe playing that mid-cross, deciding not to peek, however, only having that judge not able to do a little bit of anything. But only one player currently holding down this B entrance for Georgia. The outlaw is good for headshots, however. Presence is detected. We see the
30
close
seconds
come
left.
down. Gonna have to push through the smoke. 30-second sound cue goes off as well. The marshal from Doorfingers stepped out of the market door. The
Enemy remaining. Spike down B. Flawless.
He outdone. One more shot in the barrel.
Crush them.
Takes down Sova as well, and that's 3 kills in 2 shots to clean up that second round.
Yeah, really hate to see that outlaw. If you lose first round, you don't have armor going in the second round. Outlaw's gonna clean you up real quick, just like it did there. And, I mean, you know, you lose the first, you expect to lose the second. This is the round that matters, but still, you would hope to do a little bit more damage to those guns there. But you know, MSU's gotta figure something out pretty quick here with the gun advantage.
Yeah, Mississippi State did get the spike down round 1, not going on round 2, however. Pants Thief with a Vandal of his own, checking out the tree room entrance. Not sure if Oracle's going to be in with that judge. Kenny 2 Crazy's Owl Drone doesn't spot out anything. However, the outlaw from the Georgia's Jet still holding that angle. We've seen what it can do already in 1 round.
Not ready yet.
Get a kill with a body shot. Doorfingers taking some chips of their Oracle getting a little froggy here. May peek this Omen smoke. I believe Citry may have heard it, however. Tagged and goes down low. So does Oracle. 7 HP as Pants Thief is good for 2. Only 1 left in market. Do they? Stealing sight. Excuse me, not in market. Outside of mid. And Marshall not good.
Last player standing.
And doesn't even get a shot off. The kills are coming through from Mississippi State now with the rifles in hand.
30 seconds left.
Evan hands up.
Okay,
In the face of the
message.
judge is
This
able to
scheiße
take
hurts.
2 shots. Smartly decides not to push into it. Lets the
Your stale
Georgia
tactics
KO
would only work for so
swing
long.
and jump peek on his own, and that's the first round for Mississippi State, and keeps 4 of their 5 rifles as well.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted to see if you're a Mississippi State fan. You're trying to see them get online with that first round. They have the gun advantage. They need to make sure that they keep that level footing. If they had lost that round, it goes a lot worse. But now they should be able to, you know, have a pretty solid half. Hopefully, we can see them clutch out a few more rounds.
And this round 4 will be the first round where it's rifles against rifles. So this could be what you talked about at the beginning, where a
Revealing
lot of
area.
just the skill of the team comes into play. Util. We recon arrow, still not finding anything off the top of that A site, but the crawl is being made through. Spotted out and W-keying through the nano swarms does get out.
One enemy remaining.
Shock dart.
Spike planted.
Good for one. Can't find another, however. 3 members stay alive for Georgia. The defuse is coming through. We're going to be walking away here with 2 ultimates going into the next round.
I think Mississippi State looked a little bit lost there. I think that Fan Thief and Citrus had a really good execute. They were really deep in sight and had pretty much cleared everything out. And the rest of the team was just a little slow on the draw, so Citrus ends up having to beat a door to get it closed. Like, somebody else needs to have already been there, have already had that closing. That way we don't have that instance of the KOs getting 2 before the door's shut. And then they can get in good post points instead of being all running out on the side. But so hopefully this time they'll get either slower together or faster together. Either's fine, but you gotta do it together.
All this needs to be at the same time. Chance Thief not expecting the off angle from bottom mid. 3 kills there. Doorfingers goes to Recon Panda not able to peek. And the Marshall not doing a lot to the turf. You see the recon arrow come through. It's a lot of presence mid for both teams playing for picks here because the opener could be the most important kill in this round. Exotic jump peeking with the Blade Storm popped. Kevin finds one. Does have his hands. Is able to dodge the paranoia.
Last player standing.
The Guardian ringing true for Kenny once again. Multiple rounds where he's shut down. Marshall from Silva on the other end, but the Phantom from Oracle finds the headshot, and that's another round for Georgia and another round where 3 members stay alive.
Yeah, not terrible for Mississippi State. The hit looked a little bit better, but you know, Fan Thief, he's going to be a big X factor in this game, and you honestly got to see him get a lot of value if he is going to be going mid by himself. That round, you know, he just goes down so early, can't find that value, so he's got to get that sorted pretty quick.
Took a quick as we look at the scoreboard here. 8 kills coming from Oracle, 5 rounds in. The kill disparity for Mississippi State definitely more spread across the team, but the first round in. Not does whiff the shot, however. All right, the ultimate's coming through. That's one while ulting. Another, however, 4 members down for Mississippi State before they could hit the catwalk. Citry
last player standing.
Here, not able to find the shots, and that's a 5th round for Georgia.
The only positive I can draw from that is the op didn't look too hot. You know, Exotic, he got the op online early. I was a little scared. I think he got one while shooting at someone else and actually somebody else. So hopefully that is true to how he is on the op, and we can see him if you take advantage in mid, maybe.
Maybe a shaky op could be the intro. Now we're seeing some pistol buys and light armor off of Mississippi State. Probably playing a little scrappier this round. We see the Blade Storm coming through. And the elbow and the bow with the recon. Chance Thief does trade out the operator, but pays with his life. Warfingers has been playing that deeper follow-up for Jet, and the trades come through. Mississippi State may not have the rifles, but they do have the ultimates if they choose to use them. Minute 7 left on the clock here. And Chicken takes down Kevin. Mike is outside of A main, right beside Mississippi State. Pushes up, takes down Citri.
Revealing area.
Now with B main cleared, it's a good indication that the last two remaining players will be making their way towards A. Killjoy has already made it there, still has full utility and has the cross angle with the turret. You see the nano swarms there with the alarm bot. Does hear Spike go
30 seconds left.
30 seconds left. They're playing a safer angle, probably going to go get as the team wraps around, but Panda taking the Marshall ring out, takes down Kenny. That is a gun upgrade, but I believe they heard the Clove as well. Does have time to grab the Vandal with 12 seconds. Keep playing. Just
10 seconds left. Last player standing.
I have the
Spike down A.
Just
One enemy remaining.
one good for a second. No time left to plan. He gets to a 1v1, and if nothing else, is going to get a little bit of bonus money and start chipping away at that Georgia Bulldog economy.
Yeah, pretty good round for Mississippi State. I'm not surprised to see this timeout come out though. They've got to coordinate a lot better. I think that their mid looks very sloppy when they're peeking. They're kind of peeking like one angle at a time. It's very staggered. There are so many different angles in mid, not just the entrances to it, but different off angles within mid itself. And they need to be utilizing those a lot if they're going to try and put a lot of priority onto those, and if they're going to be challenging that op there consistently. You can't have Panda dry peeking every round from top mid while there's an op bottom mid. It's not going to end well, even if we have seen Exotic missing some of those shots so far. You can't bank on that. Like, it's super inconsistent and not a good way to try and get a good steamroll for your team. But they've definitely got to pick up around soon, and they've got to start stringing a couple together, or they're going to be doing a whole lot of economy bouncing back and forth, and it's going to get nasty fast.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. I think that the timing seemed to be one of Mississippi State's hindrances at this current point in time, and you've got to start stringing together a couple rounds. You only have 5 left in this first half, and we're not saying you need to make it you don't need to tie it up by halftime, but you've got to catch a round or two. Even if you're not going to break Georgia's economy, you have to build your own, because every time you make a full investment round, if you lose that round, you're going to be broken going into the next round of buying as well. And we see a slow play up catwalk here. Taking a lot of battles. Is spotted out for 4. Crosses come through, and it's 3v3 after done. We see another duel in mid. Warfingers comes out there, but B-side has been
Spike planted.
To the Vandal after trying the operator for a round or 2. It made it down into hell. Under up, the door's been broken, however, and as the
enemy
Aldrone comes through.
One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.
Good for 1 and the second. Crossfire was set up for Mississippi State there, but numbers just not in their favor. Last man alive is Exotic. He gets the defuse with time to spare and has already charged the Blade Storm back.
Yeah, I think Mississippi State still having some trouble with mid. It looked better there at the start. They were very, like, we're going to smoke this and we're going to run down Cat and take a fight there. And that looked pretty good. And they came out even with that, which is pretty solid. But then, you know, Chicken, he hangs out in, or I'm sorry, not Chicken, Kevin, he hangs out in mid a little too long and he gets caught out by door fingers. And now you're man down, and that post point becomes 10 times harder. If they can just stay together and keep it coordinated, I think they'll have a lot more success with even numbers.
And as we get deeper into this half, we see 4
You should run.
I am the hunter!
Like I never
powerless. However, Warfingers does use that ult, is going to have to get enough.
Spike down B. Last player standing.
The kill feed goes to the way of Mississippi State for the moment.
Lock in sight.
Able to get enough room. It's 3 to 1 here. Spike has gone down, and this is the best round we've seen from Mississippi State in quite a while.
Yeah, solid round. Hopefully they can.
Shutting them down. One suppressed.
One does get suppressed down, however, but smartly playing time here, not taking any unnecessary fights. Citry, player left on the site is good, not cleared from Boathouse, has the timing on the peak, and gets that second round for Mississippi State.
I like that round for Mississippi State, but you have to have a little bit of reservation when they pop 3 ults there, I believe.
Yeah.
And you know, the round is a win, but by 2, and is that enough? It does break the economy of Georgia a little bit, but they definitely, you need to see them close out a round that isn't relying on popping.
Yeah, we see it was a 3-for-2 gamble. They did come out on top, but using 3 ultimates for 1 round is usually not how you draw it up. However, we'll see the recon coming. Nowhere to run! In the Hunter's Fury. One may have been a teammate, but one was tagged nonetheless. Thief follows up onto Oracle. Fingers in mid and tiles once again. The glow from Georgia doing a lot of damage in mid.
Spike planted.
A lot of chip damage while trying to pick it up, however. That door goes down. Door is broken, and now we see 2 players from Mississippi State down under Heaven. Does get Exotic, who has been the X Factor recently. The crossfire, and as I say that, Doorfingers follows up with a second and third of them.
1 enemy remaining.
And is able to take it down. The crossfire follows up as well. We've got back-to-back rounds for Mississippi State as they are starting to climb.
Yeah, finally seeing them pick up some steam, which is good. They need it bad. Got to get a few more rounds in this half, hopefully. We've got 2 decent offenses, so defense should be pretty good if we can get those online. But that round looked a whole lot better. Did still see Chicken get caught out mid, which is unfortunate. But the post plant was a lot better. They got that door shut a lot faster, and that allowed them to get in the positions they wanted to play. It made it incredible.
It looks like Georgia may be switching up the defense here. They have Exotic popping the Blade Storm, holding on to that A main. The Owl drones. Not what
Last player standing.
Like I never left.
And the over final
Last
kill.
round in the half.
Fingers does go down to the ult, but that's an 8th round for Georgia leading into the last of the half, and they still have 2 ults to play with.
Yeah, they did pop 2 ults that round. The Clove ult definitely unnecessary, but it is what it is. Mississippi State, I'd be careful. It looks like they're posturing towards A already, and it's gonna be scary. That KJ ult with the retake. If they just agree as a team to play retake, it's gonna be hard for MSU to hold on to that. So
Yeah, technically would be heading into both Georgia ultimates with KO holding down Tree Room as well. Getting that orb is going to alert at least presence of 1, but Pants Thief again making this play to mid. Crosshair just a bit high. And Pop Flash out, does get the Cloudburst off and still goes down. Kevin does follow up. And goes down mid as well. The running gun from Kevin keeps his life and his health. Doesn't find a kill. Meanwhile, all this is going down. Sentry's made it on the fight. Stops the spike plant for a moment. Does get the
spike planted
down, however. Numbers advantage, however. AJ in all of this has stayed alive. Drops the lockdown and drops
1
Kevin.
enemy remaining.
But kills come through for Mississippi State. It's 3-1. lockdown is destroyed, and now it's just Kenny and this Guardian. Breaking window alerts to his position. There is the operator in front of him. Take flight. So choose, sir. But the owl drone letting everyone know where he is. Panda follows up. And that's an 8-4 half for Mississippi State. You know, early
Switching
on,
sides.
definitely had some backslide, but I think a strong finish to that half.
Yeah, I mean, they're down, but considering how it started, I mean, you can't ask for much better of an outcome than what we got. They got behind really early. A lot of it was the momentum from the pistol round that Georgia won. So really hoping to see MSU close out this pistol, and that way we don't even have to hope for a comeback. We can just see them get on even footing from the start of the half and maybe get a lead.
And pistol rounds are so important because it really can start that snowball of an early half economy. And for Georgia, like, you getting the spike down is just as paramount to winning the round. But we see Pants Thief holding down mid. Panda in that marketplace does hear the run. The pitter patter of those Georgia Bulldog footsteps. The Killjoy turret going down as well. They obviously hear plenty of shots. Just some spamming through the smoke, trying to hold up while the rotation comes through. Sentry holding down that A side with the other 4 members of Mississippi State. Posture towards that B side. Panda a little overzealous. Does pay for it, however. Panda is able to trade out on Exotic to get the rest of this round. Chicken takes down UEC, who was tucked away in a corner. Nice little KO. Victory overwhelmed. Good for one on the way out. Numbers still doable. 3 members to 2 left. Not a bad dart, but doesn't quite make it over into sight to reveal that information. Now,
last player standing.
But a beautiful peek through the window. Your Fingers is able to take down Panda off the cross, and Oracle takes down Kevin, caught out in the open. And we talked about the pistol being important in Georgia taking it themselves.
Yeah, Exotic is going to get this Outlaw online again. We saw last time it shut down the round pretty hard, so on attack it is going to be a little less prevalent, but hoping that, you know, it won't make too big of a difference. I will say this time MSU choosing to force up. They want to take the fight to Georgia this round, and I think that's a good decision. I think when you're down by this much, taking a 50-50 half buy might be your best shot.
Yeah, you've got the half armor, which is going to keep you alive off, at least for a little extra time, off of some of the SMGs or forced guns you may be facing. And it's probably, the assumption is that it's going to catch Georgia off guard. Probably wouldn't be expecting SMGs. The Owl Drone doesn't tag Pants Thief, even though he is caught out. Do see Mississippi State's KO jump peeking does get tagged out, and the Outlaw has made it out. The elbow spotted out from Pants Thief. The pop, excuse me, not the pop flash, but the nade was going to come through for Georgia's KO. Slowly checking the angles. One burst, the Killjoy turret, and has a good inclination. Killjoy may be at the stair, but that recon dart doesn't tag any great reaction time for Oracle to take that down. Gonna be knifing Boathouse here, but Panda and that Stinger are gonna be playing extremely close. Pop flashes out here. However, it is able to take down good for one and a second, but the switch to the classic. Panda good for 3. The follow-up from Kevin, and 2 Stingers become a blender outside of B.
Yeah, man, Panda going crazy with that round. That's what you needed. That gets you back in now. You're still down on guns, but you stole out a round that shouldn't have been yours, and Georgia's forced to save. So, really great round from MSU. I love Panda's positioning there, using the fact that KO threw that back to boat. He's assuming that general area is safe, and Panda's just tucked away in a corner.
And a lot of gun discipline there as well. Even if you're flash, not deciding to spam through, hearing the footsteps, waiting until you get your vision back, making those 20 bullets count in that Stinger, finding 2, finding a 3rd with the classic before going down. Really great play overall. And we see Pants Thief taking a page out of Exotic's book, playing down bottom mid right outside of that archway. The Bulldog able to take down one top mid, and you can already see through the X-ray 2 Georgia attackers having to respect it. Chicken gets tagged down as well. Four Fingers is able to take down Pansteve. However, they had made it up the catwalk. UGA throwing the knife, does know that 2 are suppressed. Does he expect the one close, which is back to that Spectre. Flash is going to be huge here. We do see Georgia turn away from it. Smartly playing patient. Now on that defensive side, great there. Is good for one, is still decayed. Flash comes through. Full flash, having to retreat.
One enemy remaining.
Reload off, has
Spike down
control.
A.
The Kevin assist has to be the meat shield, but they do have spike control, and with a 3-to-1 man advantage, it looks like this could end up being a 6th round for Mississippi State.
Scanning ahead. Found them.
10 seconds left.
Looky what I found here with the recon dart. Overwhelmed, out of options, is taken down. 3 kills for Mississippi State's KO, and clawing ever closer. That was against pistols. You lose 2 men, but you have a little bit of an economy starting to build, and Georgia's going to have to be a little smart with their money, because if you're Georgia, on the flip side of what we saw from Mississippi State in the first half, if Georgia loses this one, you're almost giving up another 1, if not 2 rounds after this.
Yeah, it definitely is a must-win round for Georgia. I'm surprised, to be honest, that they didn't take a timeout and try and figure out what they're going to do here, but maybe they've got a plan I don't know anything about.
Not quite the lineup that I believe Panda was expecting there, but he is aware that there are no attackers in bottom mid on the other side of this Omen. Excuse me, that was Kenny Too Crazy, not Panda. Let me not slander any players here. But as the close smoke comes out in that bottom mid archway, Chicken's pushed up catwalk, playing it a little slow. However, the off angle from UEC chips down to probably 70 or 80 HP, and the nades push them off the angle. Enhanced Thief checking that A main, but also having to cross Exotic, being cheeky with the jet parkour skills here, is able to get that high angle.
Revealing area.
But this dart could reveal a lot. It does bounce and is broken.
A fine
Takes
death.
one with the headshot left, not expecting him to be up top. Exotic's Vandal takes down Panda and evens it up 4 members apiece, but there's only 30 seconds left in the round.
30 seconds left.
Takes down Exotic. Pop flashes out once more. Turn, not expecting 2. Little more chip damage, but Chicken follows up. Calls mate. 3 seconds left. Gonna flash out on the end. Victory spamming through the smoke. Taking down your spike carrier. That's actually precious seconds they need.
1
Escapes
enemy
with the
remaining.
life as well.
10 seconds left.
10 seconds left. A fake plant comes through. Kevin with the peek gets the kill with the Phantom. A team ace for Mississippi State and a 7th round as well.
Yeah, everybody there really highlighting what they're good at. Like Panda getting that pick early with the outlaw is very normal Panda thing. he loves a scoped weapon. Maddie really finding Citri, sorry, really finding a great spam through that smoke. Really good timing based off the audio.
Right here.
You know, honestly, everybody played super well that round. Hope to see something similar in full.
Now the defensive dart coming through, but Kenny, he's a Silver player. He's waiting for the lineup and does break it. Respect it, and the close smoke. Panda and Pansteve climbing up onto Evan, takes down one. Down the blade form. UEC with the crossfire, however, and pushing for more. Decides against it, however. Door does go down, plays away, but they do have spike control outside of the smoke. For these last 2 Georgia attackers, they're going to have to play around.
1 enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Tried to be a little, in a non-disrespectful manner, a little rat in the smoke and pick the spike, but Citri's able to follow up on Exotic, and we called it. Mississippi State was able to win their 7th. It led to an 8th, and after the first round we've seen, I don't know if it's just ascent on defense, but Mississippi State looks a lot cleaner on this second half.
Yeah, I mean, defense always a little bit easier, and Mississippi State's making it look like it's a lot stronger. I think you just don't have to have quite as much coordination, and you kind of get to have preset plans that tend to go more to what you hoped they would. But yeah, Georgia's got to figure something out pretty quick. They're looking like MSU last time.
Lots of presence made inside of B. Our spot recon dart. However, the KO ultimate shutting down abilities for Mississippi State. You have two back in Boathouse. Kevin's not able to find one. Still has Henry good for one. Able to play her alive. Not able to stop the plant. Does go down to Exotic, but onto Kenny evens things up almost. Pansy platform, not able to find a kill, however. It's all up to UGA here. Also invests the ultimate, not able to find any kills, however. Chicken takes him down, and Georgia back on the board with their 10.
I don't love the call of popping the KO and the jet knives. I think they would have been better off just trying to win with the guns, and if they lose, at least they have ults to play off of. But now they're looking with just Nova Omen ult. I don't love that plan, but maybe they'll be fine with alpha. Going into this round, Georgia's just gotta look to hit something really hard. It seems like that's the only thing that they've had a lot of success with. Like that's exactly what they're looking to do.
And as everyone is spotted out from the KO knife, it's a quick and early call for most of the Mississippi State defense to start rotating towards A. They do have 3 members there currently. Omen smoke to pause the aggression, but as it clears, the bullets start to ring true. Second, smoke invested. Titchery won't be able to place another one for about, actually no, 2 seconds, and you'll have another one. However, we're waiting because you got KO knife. You're suppressed for 4 more. And as time ticks down, no aggression made yet. Some jump spotting for Oracle to know that there's at least one left. Titchery able to find the headshot. Trades half her HP to get that kill. That is the opener, but meanwhile, everybody from Georgia has made their way around to B except for Exotic, who did not. He only made it halfway before going down to Mississippi State's KO. Contact from the turret, sprays a little bit, not able to find himself. Four Fingers takes down Titchery, however, as the market door closes. Leading up, pushes out onto Kevin, down as well. Panda can't find Doorfingers. Chicken
10 seconds left.
trades Pants Thief out, however. The Hunter's Fury going to be used to try to stall this plant out. Not quite able to make
One
it happen.
enemy
The
remaining.
first one stopped it, the second couldn't, however, and now it's a numbers game. Hot Flash comes through, and the toes were enough. But now they're investing quite a Valorant round there. Lots of ultimates utilized. You know, you can call strategy, you can call question marks, you can call impulse, but at the end of the day, Mississippi State does take the round and brings it back to within 1.
Yeah, really good round from State there. Doing a good job of like committing to the retake at the same time. We're a little less coordinated than you would have hoped, just on like the timings on when to peak. Did lose a couple, but overall really clean round. Georgia, on the other hand, really slow on the rotate. Like they let KO die main, and then they let Jet die mid, and now they're in a terrible situation. So if they're gonna rotate, they need to rotate together as a unit, and if they're gonna have a lurker, they need to have the lurker lurk instead of ego peeking main.
Looks like it's going to be 4 people pushing B with the hero outside of A making some noise. Going to be investing that owl drone, probably just trying to make a little extra presence felt. And we do see the early call from Mississippi State already posturing towards A. Exotic takes down Kevin. Probably a little caught off guard by that lockdown, but with the lockdown only having 3 seconds left, Mississippi State has yours affected. Probably going to end up giving up the plant as well here at the start. Chicken on it, and as it goes down. Pants Thief trying to take this aggressive position up on top of the barrels here, trying to find a kill. Spots out Exotic, but Exotic spots him back. Shoulder peek not after, however. Chicken not finding the kill. Pants Thief good for one. Shock Dart coming through, clearing out more boat. Flash coming through, and Pants Thief on the receiving end of it. The Spectre from Your Fingers taking down 2 as well.
One enemy remaining.
One, and UEC falls up onto Chicken.
Taking one for the team.
Panda saving UEC's life. That's the second time we've seen UEC pop flash out of a clove smoke, and then Georgia's clove stepping into the smoke to avoid the gunfight. Luckily, Panda was there with the follow-up this time, and for the first time since the first round, Mississippi State has tied things up here at 10 rounds apiece.
Yeah, the defense is looking a whole lot better. It got a little dicey there, you know. They like it messy, and that's always a little scary, but Pants Thief getting some really good picks there. That pick on the Jet was instrumental. I do think there might have been a team flash. It's rough. Happens, but it's rough. So Pants Thief's probably a little upset about that, but overall, really good round.
At the end of the day, the round was a win, so we will take what we can get, right? Georgia on this attacking side here, looks like we see a pistol in Oracle's hands, still just sitting outside of this Omen smoke. Citry has been holding down this A site with mostly just the use of these smokes, alternating those placements, trying to alternate those cooldowns as well. Does have some help above her up in heaven, but still full flash behind the box. The knife is going to alert the presence. While the majority of Georgia is just huddled outside or either outside of tiles or has made their way across the catwalk outside of the free room. This knife, however, the Exotic is able to find the shots though and wins that gunfight. Citry barely escapes with her life. Paranoia to stall. 13 HP and a dream. Oracle's already made it on the side, however, free gun upgrade and immediately puts it to use on the one-shot Citry. Kevin finds a headshot on the Oracle, however.
Spike planted.
Panda has made it as well, but has been decayed with Clove. And as these last 2 members of Mississippi State are stuck here, they have to find a way to take down 4 Georgia attackers. That spike has already gone down. The turret spots out one. Blake peekaboo with it. Kevin has made it out onto the side, however, past the clove smoke. With those phantom shots, not able to find one, but Panda does. Panda finds a second, not expecting Kinney and that Ares to be outside of a main, however. And Georgia, not wanting to let things slip too far, they let Mississippi State tie it up, but takes it back a 1-round lead. Again, Valorant is first to 13 here, so coming down to the wire for these 2 sets of Bulldogs.
Yeah, Georgia had a pretty great round. I think a lot of it was less them playing good and more State playing bad. To be honest, they didn't do a great job of like separating what they're watching. So, you know, Teo gets to walk on a site on A and get all the way up heaven before anybody sees him, and then he has a free kill. So, got to do a better job of spacing out the utility and the eyeballs to get more information in the mid round.
And we see yet another set coming out for Georgia. 5 men or 5 players outside of B. We see the Killjoy turret up on the tackle shop. And even with, you know, some piece coming through, the clove smoke probably getting a lot of information. Kevin with that stinger going to be playing in Boathouse. Panda and Citry with these sheriffs are able to do a little bit of damage, but Kevin caught out of place, caught with the knife out, does go down to Oracle. And as the space is taken by Georgia, we do see invested as well. You're playing against a half buy, maybe a little overkill, but you want to secure that 12th round. That is a way to do it. And you still only have a 1-man advantage. 3 men to 2 left up. Recon Dart does show a little bit, but Panda has to watch that speedway. Sheriff not able to hit the shots, however. but finds the tree up lane,
Last
gets
player
away from the
standing.
alarm bot. Not quite, however, is vulnerable, still suppressed. Every status ailment, I feel like I'm playing Pokemon
Defeated.
right now.
My ult is ready.
And not able to
enemy
hit the
remaining.
defuse, does play for the exits, however, takes down 2. The chicken escapes with their life, and that is a
Match
12
point.
to 10 score line. It's match point for Georgia.
Yeah, State, you kind of got to be happy with that round because it's an eco and you get forward, but also, like, match point for Georgia feels bad. Georgia has 3 ults going into this, should have 4. I'm not sure what the KO ult there was, to be honest. Seems like a bit of an overcommitment, but as close as it was, maybe that's exactly what they had to have. But yeah, State's got to win this round to keep it in the game, and I will say it'll be a pretty good spot for them if they do manage to win this round to try and tie it up with the econ.
And for Mississippi State, we did see 5 rifles. 4 of the 5 do have full armor. They have 3 ults of their own. Georgia, on the other hand, making a little bit of noise outside of A and then immediately swinging towards B. The late recon from Mississippi State showing there's nothing there, and now it's a race towards the B side. Pants Thief is sneaking through mid, is able to avoid chicken from Georgia. Is going to play outside of the lockdown range, and the lockdown does get destroyed, however. We do see the Hunter's Fury invested in that. Takes down Kevin, however, and then Kenny is playing that passive line, waiting for Pants Thief. Newly broken turret had to be there, but we see with a nice headshot onto Oracle. After all is said and done, it's 4 min to 3. The Blade Storm from Exotic pops through. Chicken finds 1 before Six is able to double up. The double peek from Exotic and Dwarfingers doesn't find 1, but Dwarfingers does take down Tangent. Mid-tree, 1v2 here. Does take down Exotic. Dwarfingers is here, but the shock dart from Kenny playing it safe using the util. And that is map 1. Mississippi State's pick going the way of Georgia.
Yeah, it was a really good game. Georgia played pretty darn good. That first half really set MSU back a lot, but overall, still think we played pretty good. I think the good thing is, even though Abyss is their map pick, it's a pretty messy map. Not a lot of teams have a lot of great set strategies yet, so especially with how messy that was, I imagine Abyss will be even worse, and Wade Pants Thief really does thrive in that, so hopefully we'll see them be able to really get scrappy and get a lot of just ego fights that are won in this next map.
Yeah, absolutely. Abyss is is definitely newer. There's a lot less set plays, like you said. A lot more of probably just pop flashing out of smokes and just like play your kills, play your life, win your ones. Quick look at the scoreboard here. Doorfingers led the way with 26 kills. Then Mississippi State's EUSC and Panda with 25 and 23 apiece. We'll have to see if some of these others in the lobby can get their kills up a little bit. I know we were hoping to see a little more from Pants Thief. Maybe Abyss and the frag parade that we are expecting will be what's in store for us. However, we're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we will have map in Abyss here shortly.
I'm Will Bratton, president of Mississippi State Esports. MSU Esports is a student-led organization that competes across the country in the fastest-growing competitive scene in the world. Our team is proud to represent this university by being just better, but we can't do it alone. If you want to help MSU Esports continue to grow and continue to win, then donate to our Bulldog Boost campaign today. Hail State!
And we are back. Thank you for sticking around through that short break. We are here on map 2 in this best of 3. Georgia took map 1 on Ascent, but now it is Abyss. I am Dancing Buffalo. I am here with Landon Organism. And Landon, we said it before we took our break. Abyss could definitely be a different map than a different outcome than what we saw on map 1.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Everybody right now, they're trying to figure out what they like. Everybody's playing something different, even in like pro off-season events, everybody's playing different stuff. And that's what I think will give MSU the edge in this match. Like Wade Pants Thief, he absolutely loves him some chaotic fights. He does really well in those. We didn't see as big of a number from him last map as I had hoped, to be honest. But I know that he can put up those huge numbers and be that X factor for his team. And I think that this is the perfect map for him to do it on.
We're also seeing some interesting agents hovered right now. Kenny played the Sova map 1, hovering the Viper. We see the Gecko hovered from Oracle. The Vise from EUSC would be interesting. Citri over on the Clove, and then Kevin with the Breach. Panda, not to be dismissed with the Cypher, excuse me, as well. And then changing last second to the Gecko. So interesting comps here. Smokes only coming from Clove and Jet from both sides this map. Well, I guess we do have the Viper as well. So should be a lot more interesting. You know, we're expecting the broken fights, and I think these are two comps that can definitely give us that.
I have no clue why both teams are playing Gecko. I'm lost. Why is it good? Am I not a knower? Is it good?
I think you and I get to be a part of the chat in learning what these two teams know about Gecko that we do not, and I am here for it.
Yeah, I'm excited. He's gonna add some more chaos to it. His util is very consistently inconsistent, except the flash. But yeah, that's interesting for sure. I love the Vice pick. I think she's really strong on this map. I liked it better when there was a Cypher as well. I think she's great in double sentinel on this map. But like I said, the Gecko's kind of the unknown here.
And Steve still playing the Jet, however, not made exotic as well. Then switch back to the Jet. Doesn't check the left, and Kenny finds the headshot. Finger follows up. Citri not able to find the shot.
Wingman's gonna plant spike.
Also takes on the flip side, however, Panda and that Gecko Wingman is able to plant that spike and
one
able
enemy
to
remaining.
Retrieve. USC does go down. The long-range Ghost getting plenty of work and effect here. Panda not able to find the shots onto Viper. Tries to play inside the smoke, is chased down, and that is a five players left alive for Georgia on that flawless round 1.
Yeah, interesting decision to do a mid split on the first round. I feel like a strong sight hit is really powerful on this map, especially with those closer range guns. I personally would have been calling for a hit, but I think it could have been executed very well. They did do a great job of pulling all the players to mid and then just having a free plant on B, but you can't be losing your numbers mid like that if that is the goal. So hopefully they can get a little scrappier this round and make it a little bit closer.
Yeah, you called it here. The Outlaw from Exotic holding down mid, but it looks like the play from Mississippi State, the early call at least, is outside of A, right into the teeth of all of that Killjoy utility and the Viper smoke as well. Poison Cloud gonna deter Mississippi State for a moment. We do see some early rotation from Georgia here as Mississippi State is walking away, trying not to make too much noise and give it away, but it looks like the gig is up, so to speak, with Pants Thief, ever the aggressor, going to be peeking mid here, looking for those shots if there's one to take.
Grounded.
Exotic's Outlaw, however, is enough to make the hit, even with that breach fault line, not able to follow up, and with 1 shot left in this Outlaw, he's hunting that breach down. Entry on side, however, goes down to the right clicks from the Bucky. Oracle's Gecko able to make 1 work. Kevin does dodge the first shot, not able to dodge the second. Pistol's long, finding as much use, but body shot through the teammate from the able to get 1. Also line here has made a mad dash in mid. Exotic is good for 4 on the round. And if you're Mississippi State, you probably just want to forget that whenever it happens. At least the last 20 seconds.
Yeah, does the Outlaw get a buff where you can't die if you're reloading? Because he's standing in the open reloading twice in their faces. And
Gun here.
They're letting it happen, I guess.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. No point in investing in anything more if the Outlaw's finding kills. Found, what, 3 on that last round, I believe? 3 of the 4 from Exotic. Georgia up 2-0 here, starting on defense on Abyss. This is their map pick. Crazy's Marshall takes down Pants Thief over now Mississippi State trying to push up mid, but you still have to get past Exotic. Exotic takes down 1 before going down, and then Chicken's turret follows up onto Panda. Excuse me. I was allergic to that last round, it seems like. But Spike does go down for Mississippi State in the man disadvantage. UEC is 1 shot, but had the off angle, not able to find the shots. However, we do see the utility coming through. Very useful. Kevin finds 1 with the Phantoms. Aiming to be right as well. UEC follows up on the last 2. And Mississippi State gets on the board earlier in map 2 than they did in map 1. 2-1 here.
Yeah, throwing early, how scrappy Abyss can be. That round looked like a quick, decisive loss, to be honest, for the side of MSU, and then they pull it back. You know, Abyss is crazy. Abyss really is. Like, half their team could accidentally fall off the map at any given point. So no round's ever over on this map for sure.
And not always by accident. Sometimes we've seen some tactical escapades as we see a jet just float off the map to try to buy time for a spike plant and things like that. But we do see Exotic has put down the Outlaw for the moment and does go down. Nice shots and crosshair placement. Good for 1. Panda still with the Marshall, trying to spam around this clove smoke. Knows that there is 1 there. You're done. Playing the sidelines does find Kenny. No more Outlaw. Oracle is able to take down 1 before Citrus trades, and the headshot from Doorfingers takes down Panda. Main advantage Mississippi State here. I say that. Doorfingers follows up with another headshot and evens it up at 2 apiece. Is on low HP. Citrus isn't spotted out and has a chance to play around behind. Instead of flanking, gonna let the drop happen. See the drop, takes 1 shot, knows the Chicken's still up top because hasn't heard the drop yet. And now it's a cat and mouse game. Spike is down. He finds Chicken, but not the kill. May have played enough time, however, and does. Kevin and Chicken playing their life, playing the guns, and Mississippi State ties it up here.
Yeah, it was a lot better round from State using that mid split correctly that time. I think it's a good call to get Wade Pants Thief to go back towards the site push. I think having that dash on a site, especially if they're gonna try an A hit, is gonna be absolutely necessary. So I like that a lot better. I think keep him on the site push every single round. I do think with the Vice, they should be using the util a little bit more aggressively. Like, the flash, he can throw it through this whole wall right here on this A push, and then they don't have to throw the Gecko blind into an unretrievable spot. So I do hope that they start getting some use out of that.
Yeah, new map, newest agent, a lot of newness on the side of Mississippi State here with this Vice pickup. We do see a little bit of a default, little 1-1-3 here
Not ready
for
yet.
the Georgia defense.
Retrieving flash.
Of course, we're gonna have some pop shots in mid because this wouldn't be an Abyss map played without it. But Mississippi State got the little 2-1-2 on this attack side here. Got some players outside of A, one of which being Pants Thief, who goes down to Kenny through the smoke there. Oracle playing safe here, does take down Sentry. Does find him out though. Nice headshot to follow up. Is going to be able to get that spike down. Exotic top Blade Storm. Could be a 1v1 here between Exotic and Citry. Kenny follows up with a second off of sight. But this Mississippi State breach having this off angle, able to take down one, does before trading out. Citry in a 1v3, not quite able to find Exotic, and is taken down with a headshot with those blades. So Georgia gives up 2 rounds, able to take round 5, but Spike does go down for Mississippi State.
Chicken almost bit off more than they could chew there. Almost hit that ground. Almost lost the gun.
Timing was close on that jump off, but does keep their life and their utility that they carry over from the last round.
Yeah, really good that Citry didn't pop ult there. The original plan when they were first picking Clove, Pants Thief said, I want you to ult every single round that you die if you have it. So glad they're not sticking with that.
Yeah, probably just adding to the scrappiness if nothing else. And speaking of scrappy, Exotic has pulled out the operator and takes down the breach, and breach has the ultimate as well. So that's no rolling thunder. Pants Thief goes down, just getting spammed through a Clove smoke, door fingers. Pants Thief hasn't had a good first map. You know, was a little less than what I think he had. What, 13? And we see he's getting blooded a lot in map 2 as well. I wonder if it's a little bit of over aggression. We know that Pants Thief loves to be scrappy, loves to be aggressive, but plays like that, you're walking up to a smoke and you just get spammed out. Like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, you can't really fault Pants Thief for that, but luck has not been on Pants Thief's side so far today.
I think a lot of it is he's not getting a lot of utility to help him. It's like he's dry speed everything.
Panda dry peeking out mid. Exotic is able to punish that. And now it's a 5-2 man advantage for Georgia.
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining.
And all map control for the way of Georgia. They're able to take down eyes on Oracle, flanking up, or not even flanking, just pushing through B, having the off angle, and then able to take down Citry, who only had that Sheriff. And now Mississippi State, you're at that 2-round deficit yet again. You were able to claw it back last time. You've got the money to reinvest. Now with these rifles, like, what you got to come up with a play call here that's not have 2 members dry peek mid.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, they have the comp to make sure that Pants Thief succeeds. They have double initiator and a sentinel with a flash. And yet, he's taking so many 50-50 fights. And honestly, I don't know if that's him not calling the utility or the utility does not come.
We do see the Steel Garden coming through for Rise, but Pants Thief falls off the map. Now, if you're familiar with Vice's ultimate, everyone from Georgia that is called up in it is not going to be able to use their primary weapon. But Exotic still has that operator in hand and is making use of it. Does take down Vice. That ultimate, but immediately goes down again. Rolling Thunder playing for the time. Knocks off the wingman. Grab coming through as well to stop the defuse. Everything is being invested here. Warfinger's ultimate is able to take down Kevin, who had no bullets left in the gun. And Panda not able to stall either. Is there time? There is It is. It is clutched up. Wait, no. Less than a second. Mississippi State takes a third round. I was confused there because it said clutch, and then I saw that Panda got a kill. But Mississippi State able to take the third round. It took a couple of ultimates, but they were able to delay that defuse. But at what cost? You lost your team, you've used some ultimates, and what is your economy like? What do you think that was a worthy investment there to secure that third round?
I think that they had to pop the ult once it got that bad of a situation. I think the bigger issue is that it never should have gotten to that situation. The Gecko should have died before he ever made it back to safety. When Vise ulted, like, there were people shooting him, and that needed to be a kill. And I think that Pants Thief needs more from that round rather than just falling off the map.
And as you call the name, we see Pants Thief run in.
Enemy remaining. Spike down A.
Third. And nothing going for Mississippi State and round 8. 4 fingers finds 3, and the smoke is going to keep Mississippi State's breach from making his way onto that A site. Doorfinger's feeling saucy here. Do they go for the jump? This is like Vertigo on a PS. One. And Chicken is going to get 4 kills on round 8 there to bring Georgia to 5.
Yeah, really, really rough round there. I think a big issue they're going to run into is if every time they push A, they lose, then they have to go B mid, and I think that's going to make it to where you're just going to have KJ setting up some util A and then everyone playing towards that B side, and it's going to be really hard to break that cycle, especially now their economy is looking pretty rough. They've got to find a solution to A or dominate on B very quickly.
And it looks like the call is leaning towards that B side. We do see the split. 2 members peeking mid yet again. The smoke is popped, and we see Pants Thief tried to push up to that smoke yet again and spammed out Doorfingers, ruining anything Pants Thief tries to get going here in map 2. And that being a man down, you're already like at a gun disadvantage. So what are these pistols going to be able to do against that range? Oracle takes down Evan outside of B. Looks like Citry is rotating around towards A, but Exotic has been anchoring with the help of that KJ utility. We'll have to see if Exotic is cleared out here with that Vandal. So Longbot's going to give away a lot. We see
enemy kill.
One enemy remaining.
Have the initial shot.
Spike down A.
Goes down to getting too crazy, and it's 6-3 here for Jordan.
Yeah, honestly, Pants Thief's got to figure something out. Like, you're solo duelist on both maps, and you're just really not finding the value that pick has to find. And I think that a big component of that might be that he's looking for kills so hard when all he has to really do is take that space and take it efficiently enough where the team can play off of it. And I think if he could focus on that more instead of just the kill aspect of duelist, I think he'd find a lot more success in this lobby.
I agree, and I'm sure we've all been in lobbies where, as we see the initial trades come through mid and both, or at least Doorfinger goes down, as Pants Thief again is on the receiving end of that first blood. We see where
one enemy remaining.
Citry follows up to make it a 3-to-1 man advantage. This is the most success we've seen. Elon himself just dry swings Kenny for the 3rd kill of the round for him. Brings it back to within 2 at a 6-4 scoreline. And I agree, like, we've all had those lobbies where you can't find a kill and you just start to int, and every round where you get killed, you just start tilting a little harder, you hold W a little more because you just want to get the first because you know more will come. Well, Pants Thief has been doing that, and I'm not sure if I don't think it's the same call every round, but that smoke up on the catwalk out of mid, and Panthief walking up behind it has gotten him killed multiple rounds now.
Yeah, he's taking the ego fight mid again. That's a decision. He's got to find value with it if he's gonna keep trying it.
Made it up into the door. Maybe that was the where he was trying to get it first. And takes down Kenny. We see the first from Panthief. Maybe that was what the plan was all along. Four Fingers is still holding on the other side of our column here, and there's the second as well. Panthief good for 2. Doesn't see Chicken, however. Does have a teammate in Vise as well. Chicken hears the steps, but is now out of range of the utility. However, all of the action is on the team right now. Oracle by themselves does get gooed. I'll hesitate to say flashed, but is gooed. Panda takes down the Gecko clone. And now, with Spike down and a 5-2 man advantage, this is looking really promising for Mississippi State here. Pants 3 with a couple on the round. Playing on the other side of this Clove Smoke. Able to find a third on the round. Panthief has come alive here in round 11. And as the the spike ticks down, Exotic playing to keep that operator, save that big rifle. It's a huge investment. Playing it safe, you still got a 1-round lead. You're almost at the half. You have Bladestorm as well. So, making Mississippi State come towards you and holding the angle where Panda found where Exotic was hiding. So, only losing one member
before the switch.
Borderline post round. Last round before the swap, Mississippi State. Plenty of money. We see the full utility. Panda also investing in the operator. I believe it's the first time we've seen Mississippi State pull out the operator. And then on the other side, Kenny Too Crazy pulling out the Odin with the abundance of money saved up there.
Yeah, I think that was a lot better of a round, and it shows how, like, Panthief doesn't have to necessarily do a lot, but he's got to get some value, and then the rounds become a lot less favored for the other team.
Nice skill from Panda, able to get the Four Fingers. Panthief takes down Kenny as well. The guns have come alive in Mississippi State, and that is mid clear. Chicken takes down Panthief on the aggression out onto that A site, but does open it up for the teammate to get there. I see that as Chicken finds 2 more. That's 3 in total, one after the other. Panda almost pod timing himself into getting there. Chicken good for 4 before being taken down. Panda's away. Exotic overheats, not able to find his way around Oracle's flash. And after taking down 4, Chicken goes down to Oracle and not able to get the last. Georgia takes a 7-5 scoreline into halftime.
Yeah, that's a feel bad round. I think that really sets a damper on the momentum they had there for a moment and makes it really hard to come into this half with a good mindset. But if they can manage to do that, I mean, 7-5 is better than we saw last game, and they almost clawed it back. So I think that they're definitely a lot better on defense. I think they need to put a higher priority on getting this op online really early. It's even better on this map than it is on Ascent. And Panda is very good with it, as we saw. He is from CS, and it shows when he has that op in his hands for sure. He likes that op, and he's very good with it. So they need to put a higher priority on getting that online ASAP.
Yeah, we saw some flashes of brilliance with Panda and that operator, but also the 4 kills that Panthief came in the last 2 rounds. So having Panthief come online now could spell a very different half for Mississippi State here. EUSD feeling a little bit of pressure, does fall off of that initial angle on A, gathers some help in Panthief as well. Panthief now kind of in on his own, so not able to his flash and hit the wall of Viper, is able to take down Wingman. Wingman had full armor on the round on this pistol, apparently. But as the kills come through, only 1 man down for Georgia, 2 players down for Mississippi State. Citry at half HP, but multiple members of Georgia are tagged low. Fight goes down. Oracle has to do it himself. Chicken gets through and it takes him down. Kevin takes him down with a classic, but the Utah
One enemy remaining.
Nice headshot as well from Panda and Kevin. It's all onto Exotic and the Sheriff. Good for one, but Citry stops that noise, and the pistol, first one of the day, goes to Mississippi State.
Yeah, a lot better of a round there. Like, getting a lot more value from each individual instead of hoping that somebody can get a 4K or somebody can get a 3K. That looked like a disciplined team that knew how to defend that. They made sure to stop the spike plant. They made sure to get a lot of early info on where the push was coming so that the team could play around that. And that made them look 10 times better at least. I mean, yeah, it's a pistol round or eco round for them, but they win it out anyway because they've got a better formula going.
Now, Georgia on the attacking side here. Frenzy, oh my goodness, the outlaw from Citry paying it back. It's one of the two, does get that early kill. We did see the Fringy held here, and the W key is on its way. But the trades come through. Fancy going down, and then Panda Stinger is able to follow up. And 20 seconds in, 4 members down for Georgia, and Kenny is left to wonder what just happened. Nothing but a classic in the inventory. And now for Mississippi State, you don't want to lose any more weapons than necessary. You have spike control in mid. But Kenny is creeping.
Oh, dude, if he manages to get any value here, it's so upsetting.
30 seconds left.
20 seconds here. Looks like the call is made to... I hesitate to say save when you have nothing but a classic. More for just play for exits. You have the sight line there, had the angle on the Citry, but does give themselves away. Tries to make it through, but is fault lined to ensure the kill from Kevin, and Mississippi State ties it up there on the eco, going against the pistols, able to make it work. The outlaw opener from Citry led to a snowball in mid, and Mississippi State was able to capitalize. That's something that we haven't seen much from this Mississippi State roster in the first map and then in the first half of this one. So this is very promising for your the Bulldogs in maroon.
Yeah, I think that that was a lot better of a round. I think they should be playing a little more condensed there late so that it's an instant trade when Citry goes down. But you know, nobody else died, so we'll take it at face value and say it's not too bad.
Kevin playing the initial contact, does get the fault line to slow things down, plays behind the smoke for a second, tries to take down Wingman. Wingman must have a step pad that I'm unaware of. Does get the spike down, but Panther takes down Orc. Exotic does get flashed and goes down. Trade coming through either side here. Kevin can't find the headshot angle, crouched behind the jump up. And now the kills are coming through for Georgia. It's 2v2 here. All this while Spike has been dropping down.
One enemy remaining.
Chicken goes down to Pants Thief, who had the angle. The smoke goes down as well. The fake is probably for the best at the moment. Had the timing on Kenny, but Kenny able to have the Vandal over the Spectre. Does find the kill, and Georgia goes back up 8 rounds to 7.
Can't really be too mad about that. I mean, 10 HP is the difference between a win or a loss there, and you know, it's a bonus out of Mississippi State. So I think if you're gonna take anything from that, you take the fact that, you know, gun disadvantage, and it was still that close. It means on even rounds you should be able to win, and this is a fairly even round other than that little bit of edge with the op.
There is the op and Thief making a statement here in the second half of map 2. Nothing but the shorty playing it close. and does get the most out of it. Not quite able to find the Vandal. It flies just out of reach, but great patience there from Vise.
Spike
Ditry
planted.
having to play respect to the Viper wall. Anstey playing that close, or excuse me, Exotic playing the close operator is a really aggressive choice. Does miss the flick. Kevin makes him pay. Man advantage Mississippi State. Ditry takes the W onto Doorfingers. Kevin follows up onto Kenny, and that is an 8th round. Mississippi State tying things up, keeping it close here on the defensive half of Abyss.
Yeah, they picked up the op. They're looking to get that probably back into Pants Thief's hands. He got the pick with it, and that early pick is so strong. Like, especially if he can get out with a little bit more HP next time, maybe get it a re-peek in or something like that on the really aggressive jet pick. I think it can drastically change how this game goes, and that round was just a demonstration of how big it could be if he's getting consistent value with it.
No peeking.
And we see 4 members of the board just stepping up to mid, and Pansy takes 3 with 1 bullet. Citrus not to be outdone. Peeks and takes down Doorfingers for a 2nd round in a row. And within 10 seconds, you've got a 5-3 advantage for Mississippi State. Citrus, excuse me, also takes down Exotic. Chicken trying to get aggressive. Good for 1, but Citrus sprays down. And again, it's Kenny alone with a pistol. Spike is in Kenny's possession this time. But before Panda can get there, Citrus's good for 4 on the round, and Mississippi State goes up 9 rounds to 8.
They mess with all.
I told you, she's been cooking. She's been looking a whole lot better. I don't know what changed, but something definitely did. Maybe put in a few more ranked games, got in aim labs a little bit, but definitely looking a lot better. The Vandal looking a lot stronger out of Citrus, so that's a difference maker for sure. Also, you know, seeing Pants Thief get somewhat consistent value, I mean, that's 2 rounds in a row where he gets that first kill, and then this past round he manages to live after, so that's really big, especially with them pushing into him this round.
I like seeing Pants Thief changing up the angle he's holding, and it paid off because that is where all 5 members of Georgia were decided to keep. Not able to go in after the updraft, but EUSC follows up with 2.
Not ready yet. Good hit.
Man advantage still. Mississippi State. Oracle chip down to 30 HP through the flash. And Kevin on the flank hasn't made any noise. Your knife's out. Your life's gone. Chicken with the peek takes down Kevin. But Ditry had the angle. Plays it patient, waiting on teammates. It's a 1v3 here. Chicken gathered up Spike, has 45 seconds to play with. But no matter the angle, will be running into someone from Mississippi State. And Panda takes the peek, follows the swing. Great shot, and takes down Chicken. That's a 2-round advantage now for Mississippi State.
Getting it past that op around, like, even if Pants Thief goes down after that opening pick, you still have Panda there, who's a very consistent opper, and it's allowing them so much freedom in these rounds to take those crazy peaks, take those early fights, and make it to where you're never playing an equal round. And that's what you need when the other team was having such success on those equal rounds.
Now, don't let the operators distract you from the fact that across the 2 teams, there are 7 available here. Exotic goes down again. The EUSC, and that is a Blade Storm now off the table for Georgia. But Doorfingers follows up on Eyes and gets Citrus as well. Does have her body block in a corner, however, not able to escape, and then Chicken follows up on the Pants Thief as well. Everything going right for Georgia until Doorfingers overextended towards Panda. Brings back 1, but with a 2-round advantage and Spike already down, Will the call be made for the save? It looks like right now, it looks like it may be play for exits, and I don't hate this play call.
No, yeah, I'm doing the same thing here. Keep that op online, take it into the next round, and keep your econ up. I think it's absolutely the play. If they can get some exits, great. If they don't, not a problem.
The Guardian barrel was spotted out around the box. Panda's good for one. Kevin's good to follow up on another. So taking a little more weaponry out of the hands of Georgia. They win the round, but lose some guns. So
Yeah.
not the worst situation for Mississippi State here.
No, not at all. They're looking pretty good. They didn't really use any super impactful ults that round. The Clove ult does come out. It doesn't go well, but that's not a big deal. That's not a game-changing thing. I'm really surprised, to be honest, that USC is bottom of the leaderboard for his team. I feel like a lot of the really impactful kills have been out of him this game, and the Vi's looking pretty good. So glad to see he's turning up in the second half, and along with the rest of his team, to be honest. They're all playing a whole lot better.
Yeah, the progression is definitely noticeable for Mississippi State throughout map and halves of map 2. Kevin trying to hold down the B site all by himself until the teammates of Pansy and Panda can get there. Pansy's good for one. He also follows up. Does finally able to break the wingman, and then Panda and Kevin follow up with kills of their own. So you have to retreat from the lockdown, but they have to peek into Spike. And it looks like Chicken is deciding to just play for time here. The Viper wall does go up, but Quinny's now going to have to grab the Spike. Almost gets called out by the utility from Breach. That would have been crazy timing if that played out. But instead, it's a crazy play call as Viper is wrapping all the way around to A.
30 seconds left.
You know, the Killjoy's still on site making noise, but the Spike is already around to A main, and the only person close is Citri, but she's anchoring the site. Made his way known and takes down both. It's a 1v1 here in the Viper ult. Citri's made it in and gets the kill. There's a timing here. He's gonna smoke it off. Probably the call is to just stick this. You hear the steps, you get it halfway, you jump off of it, you take the angle, but not able to find the headshot. Chicken good for 3, cleans up the last 3 Mississippi State defenders and ties us up at 10 rounds apiece.
Really fun match to watch, if nothing else. Citri's probably kicking herself a little bit. You gotta just like get on the Spike as soon as possible there. I think if you just insta stick and look down and pray, that's probably your best choice. But chooses to take it a little more cautious and put that smoke down. Probably not sure how close Chicken was, but yeah, the option this round is gonna be big.
Get out of my way!
Antleaf is flashed off the angle this time. The immediate Bladestorm from Exotic trying to chase down, misses the right click, and the Bladestorm in response from Pansteve is not enough. Exotic gonna double Cloudburst. I thought for a second may have wanted to go for that operator, choosing against it, but the Vi's ultimate Steel Garden coming through. Exotic not able to use that rifle, having to stick with the pistol. Doorfingers is as well. Goes down to Kevin right before he can pull it back out. USC now has the advantageous position. The Rolling Thunder goes through as well to stun through the Clove. Smoke, a couple of flashes as well, but you have to wait out the Nano Swarms. Citri not able to stick the Spike down to 1 HP. Another util used, and I believe they don't have the time left, or didn't get it to half because of the util. Citri body blocking, but not able to have enough time. You needed 2 more seconds, and now it's 11 rounds for Georgia. It's 2 rounds away from being ball game.
Yeah, really good execution there from Georgia on that post plant. Just, if we all have to be main, let's make sure they cannot touch that Spike. And they did that really well. They spaced out their utility perfectly, where they let someone get on the Spike, but not long enough to get the half. And that is so hard to do consistently. And honestly, just doing it one round is super big. So props to them for that.
Well, we did see multiple ultimates used from Georgia. They have none remaining. Mississippi State only holding on to Thrash from that get-go.
Oh yeah, monster on the loose.
And as we say that, Exotic goes down to Kevin as Georgia's Gecko picks up the ult orb and got Thrash. The detainment into the Nano Swarm takes down Kevin, not able to escape it. Great team ability usage there to give you a man advantage late in this round. However, Oracle goes down, so does Kenny and Doorfingers. The chip damage was apparent. And Panthy able to find the follow-up on the 5th man. It's tied at 11 here.
This next round is going to be very, very important because win or lose, it's going to put a lot of pressure on you to either close this game out or make sure it goes to overtime. Luckily, Georgia's choosing to save. I think that is the right decision with their econ looking how it looks. But yeah, this round needs to be a win for Mississippi State, especially with Georgia saving. They've got to make sure that they're going to be the ones coming into this with the advantage.
Yeah, this round is almost a must-win for Mississippi State in the face of the save from Georgia. But not only a must-win, but you feel like you can't really afford to lose too many players. Like, even if you win the round, if you lose 2 or 3 or 4 members, is it really a win because of that chip you're going to take to that economy, knowing that Georgia's going to have full guns next round? Chicken does pick up the ult orb, one closer to that lockdown. Anthony does try to spam out Exotic, does hear the jump peaks, not able to find anything, however. A couple of trading clove smokes, and we'll all reset. Georgia slow rotating back around. They made their way. They have mid possession. Kevin down to 5 HP on this B side, but Panda's able to follow up, though. The call is still made to head towards B, however. The fault line not going to find anything. But Kenny having this really pushed up angle in mid here goes for nothing. Panda immediately shuts my mouth. Pansleep knows that Exotic is close. Here's the footsteps. The Vandal over the Sheriff, and Panda goes for a third. They do allow Spike to go down, and Panda gets 2-tapped by the Sheriff and Chicken. Flash not hitting, however. Kevin tries to play his life with 5 HP, and Pansleep is able to secure the last man again. It is map point Mississippi State trying to force the game 3 here.
Yeah, I think that for either team there, I think you're kind of happy. I think if you are Georgia, you're like, you know, we got planned down, a little bit of extra money in our pockets, and we're good to take this next round full force. I think if you're Mississippi State, you're pretty happy with only losing 1 player and keeping that Gecko ult. I think that Gecko ult could be huge here. Even if you just stop plant with it or find a pick with it, anything here is going to be a huge advantage because of how close this game really is.
And we haven't had a fight mid in quite a few rounds. The operator from Panda is back there, not taking the initial peek, playing the off angle instead. The question is, will the shot be hit onto Kenny? Not sure where it's going to be at. We see the smoke. The wide peak there. Kenny was already out there with the Outlaw. Both whiffs across the board, but however, Oracle takes down Kevin, who had pushed up onto that B site. And now the race is on. It's a fast plant from the wingman and the lockdown as well to keep Mississippi State from aggressing until this lockdown is up. Not going to be able to destroy it, and this is precious seconds that Mississippi State is not going to have for that defuse. The double swing mid does take down Doorfingers, and you're tied back up 4 min of round. Mitri takes down Oracle, does get the overheal as well. Panda flashing out, and here is the Thrash ultimate. What's it going to be able to find? Does find Chicken back sight, however. We see Citri popping that Clove ultimate, able to chase it down, and that's a man down. Do they have the time? It is close. It was a 3v1 and no one from state jumped on it. It's going to come down to the wire, and with 0.17 seconds left, Georgia takes the round and sends us to overtime.
What a close round, but also, like, we have 3 players alive. Somebody's got to be getting on that spike. We know she's detained. We know she can't do anything. Even if Citri gets on it in her ult and gets the half, that's fine, but somebody's got to be... They need to be delegating that to somebody immediately. That needs to be a call that is coming out really early once that KJ is detained. And honestly, letting a round slip that shouldn't have, and now they have to play it in OT. We do love to see a close game. I like seeing OTs. It means it's a competitive game, but that's not the way you want to see it go to that.
Yeah, seemed like hindsight 2020, looking back, definitely seems like a winnable round for Mississippi State there. I definitely understand wanting to secure that last kill before you jump onto the spike. But again, that Killjoy lockdown eating away 7, 8, 10 seconds. And that's just that much less time that Mississippi State had. However, it's not over yet. We're in overtime. Mississippi State back on the attack side, leaning towards that B site. We do hear one op shot mid, but nothing is found for it. Gonna be trying to get the Thrash online for Panda, it looks like. Can't beat once again. Being the entry, does make it past Oracle before getting spammed out. But Doorfingers and Kenny follow up onto the 2 entry frags for this defense. And now Mississippi State scrambling a little bit. Kevin on this breach had taken some space, but hadn't made it to Exotic, who took down Panda in mid. Panda had that spike. Now Kevin's moved up. Kevin's good for 2, and Citri follows up with 2 of their own. And with 30 seconds left, Mississippi State now has the man advantage. Citri gathers up spike, and looks like the play is going to be to move towards A. You're going to be moving towards this KJ util, but made enough noise. The timing was there. Kevin gets the kill, and Mississippi State, after going down 2 players early, takes the first round of overtime.
Dude, regardless of the outcome, Citri gets MVP. Citri is going so big. Most improved award over the season. All the awards. Citri gets all of them. Panda's also playing super good, especially on that Gecko. I did not think the Gecko was going to be very good. He's making it look good. Oracle's making the opposite case, but, you know, happens.
And now, if Mississippi State can pull out this attack round, they will take map 2 and force the map 3. A lot of utility usage from both teams on the B site. Looks like Mississippi State wanted to draw out a little bit of util, and now the call is made to rotate. Still have some... Excuse me, this is Mississippi State on attack now. My apologies. I'm confusing. The mirror picks are just abysmal for my marble brain.
Now, the MSU on defense.
Yeah, Mississippi State on this defense. If they can hold it down, they will win map 2. EUSC starting to get swarmed here as the Viper wall allows the Georgia attackers out, but Panthe's off angle holds 1. Panda broke the door. Knock, knock. Guess who's home? Citri follows up onto Exotic to maintain the man advantage for Mississippi State, however. And now, once again, Georgia deciding to wrap back towards B site. Gecko's got the spike and is in the lead. And the one man on the site is Kevin. He's played this most of the half. Has the off angle, takes down Oracle, sees the spike with 15 seconds. All you have to do is play time. Citri's off angle, not quite able to hit the shots, but Kevin takes down Chicken. And 6 seconds away here. Kevin's going to have to make miracles happen and doesn't have time. Takes down Citri, doesn't win the round. And Mississippi State, after going down early, is able to take away Georgia's map pick and force the map 3.
We got to see a really fun game. I do think that Mississippi State's got to get over whatever it is that's holding them back in the early halves. The early parts of each half anyway. Really, really, really good in that second half, especially the latter half of it. But there's got to be more consistency. We've got to get online earlier if we're going to take the third map. It's not Abyss. It's not going to be a scrappy. We need to play more coordinated and a whole lot better as a unit. If we do not get an earlier start, I think it's going to be a lot harder to claw it back on a map other than Abyss. I think Abyss being so new and so unpracticed is giving it a lot of variability that they're abusing. I do think a really good thing is that Mississippi State's getting
Eternal flame, it calls it shaking my core, and it's gonna get loud. Can't believe what is not true. How could I ever doubt you? I am here, but I can't forget. I was born to rise. Oh, 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 shaking my core, and it's gonna get loud. Can't believe what is not true. How could I ever doubt you? I am here, but I can't forget. I was born to rise.
nothing I can do. This could be the end, it's mine to choose. It's taken me my lifetime just to prove. This could be the day I die for you. Don't let it be the day. What do you see before it's over? Blinded flashes getting closer, sacrificing everything I knew. This could be the day I die for you. This could be the day I die for you. Everything I know, everything I hold tight. When to let it go, when to make them all fight. When to let control, when to learn my mind. When I gotta live, when I gotta die.
Yeah, I'ma maintain number one. I don't never gotta say too much. Shorty be thinking I'm green. You gon' get me turned up. Watch your tone. Kill me and gang gon' be on your time. If it's a challenge.
What is up, guys? And we're back for map 3. Gonna be playing Split. Mississippi State getting us started on defense this time, so we're excited to see what's gonna go on in this third map.
Oh, absolutely. We always love a map 3, and I will have my heart broken by what I see hovered in Doorfingers. If he hovers Sage and then does not play Sage, I will be emotional and inconsolable. We also see the Rays come out from Exotic, the Jet pick on map 1 and 2, but going with Rays for Split. And already Doorfingers has
Yeah,
switched to the Yoru, and I will be heartbroken for the rest of the evening. Oh. Now I feel like they're just playing with my emotions, and I don't know if
Yeah,
that's
I
better
don't
or
blame you.
worse. But not to be overstated, Citri, our MVP of map 2, is also hovering Sage. Oh my goodness, we see a Sage lock. Now, if I see a Sage mirror, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. But we do see Oracle lock in the KO chicken with the KJ picks recently, is now locked in on the Cypher. So going with the Spy Cam and Trip Wires instead of the turrets and Nano Swarms. And then for Mississippi State, we're going to see that Cypher pick up as well, the Sage pick up as well, and going with double healer with Sky as well, not only having the heal, but also the dog for the concussion and the blind ability. And then the Rays and Omen rounding out Mississippi State. So a near identical counter pick here. The only difference being Sky for Mississippi State and KO for Oracle, which we did see in map 1. So, you know, Split's been in the game since launch. I'm sure they have their set plays that they're ready for. Mississippi State going to be starting on defense, like we said before the break, for the first time of this best of 3. We'll have to see if a defensive first half can lead to a winning of the first half for your Mississippi State Bulldogs here. And if you're Georgia, it's your first map on the attack side first. How many rounds are you looking to pull off before the half switches? Like, it's very much a how many rounds do we have to take to know how many rounds we have to win on the second half from each of these teams here.
Right, yeah. Mississippi State swapping up the roles a lot. Pants Thief falling off that duelist, letting Panda take that over and choosing to go with the Sentinel, which means your EUSC is moving over to Initiator. So really interesting, really cool. Excited to see that.
And it looks like it's going to be a straight up A hit here. Exotic's Raze making it up the ramp towards Heaven. Does get taken off for a second. Kevin playing behind this Omen smoke, however, as Any and the rest of the Georgia team makes their way out onto site. No members from either team going down yet. A little bit of chip damage done. The Boombot taken down as well. Kenny finds the opener onto Citrus and does not follow up. Overheats a little bit, swinging out wide, but Exotic takes down Thief, and EUSC trades as well. So kills going by way of both Bulldog rosters here. Panda does get the swing onto Chicken, not able to hit the run and gun spray, but the ghost coming through. EUSC good for one, but Doorfingers, the Sage with the classic, cleans up the last two, and Georgia takes the first pistol of map 3.
Yeah, it was a really interesting round. The Omen TPing up to Heaven was, I thought, a really good play, but he drops off and doesn't really get any value from it. They do win the round anyway. I think the retake there should have been a little more paired up. But overall, not terrible. I think we've come to learn that Mississippi State's strength is most definitely not in pistol rounds. So, not much of a surprise.
Yeah, I believe they are 1 out of the 5 pistol rounds we have currently had this evening. They have only one of them.
Yeah.
Thief as well. You do have your one trap wire that does catch Oracle, but the Sage Wall, the easy entrance onto B site. You got the paint shells, the KO flashes. We're playing Valorant here. The kills are coming through for Georgia, however, and in a hurry. 2 Marshall kills from Exotic, a Stinger, and Judge finishes out the round. A flawless from Georgia. They can keep these forced up guns into the 3rd round, get a little armor, and for Mississippi State, you're probably looking at some rifles.
Yeah, although it was a save for Mississippi State, you still you hope it goes a little better than that. I mean, flawless in like all of 30 seconds is pretty rough. But this is definitely their must-win round. They've got to close this one out with the rifles and hopefully not give away too many rifles in the early parts of the round.
EUSC getting suppressed, has to play a more passive line, not being able to throw those out. The shotgun comes through. If you see someone stomping towards a smoke and jumping through it, there's a good chance there's a shotgun there. However, Panda did grab the handle and is able to trade out, does play their life and gets away unscathed, loses a little armor, but keeps full 100 health points there. And now it looks like the call is being made to walk down ropes, and it may be a split push out towards Heaven, towards B here. And as the train makes its way through, Citri's good for one, falls away, keeps their live. Pants Thief with the second. Very smart play from Citri. Don't over-aggress. No need to try to force the both. Panda's good for 2 more and wins it. Mississippi State brings it back to within 1.
Yeah, really good round there from State. Keeping on to a whole lot of those rifles so they don't take too big of a hit economy-wise. But yeah, they've got to hold on to that and make sure that this first full rifle round, you know, if you're Mississippi State, you're really wanting to close this one out and keep that momentum and break the economy.
Breaking the stage wall, knife, not spotting anyone out in the close connector room. Entry still playing right off there though, looking for the jump up. EUSC playing off the contact of 2 people approaching A. So the split play, trying to get into rope room, is the call for Georgia. The dog here could, I was going to say could spot out some information, is taken down, however. I play the jump up, gets the kill, flashes back off and away. That's another kill. Excuse me, another kill comes through for Mississippi State as well. Evan all alone on this A site, which is where it looks like Georgia's going to end up. Playing behind that smoke, however. Nothing going with the spam, but is holding up until the teammates can gather in Heaven. Big healing, getting a little bit of HP for Pants Thief. However, the headshot from the Vandal is for naught. Kevin goes down on site to Doorfinger.
30 seconds
It's now
left.
a 3-3 battle.
Spike planted.
As Spike goes down. USC is cleared out A. He's the man up top. That helps out the two members up in Heaven. The two Seekers lets you know that the last two are on site. Doorfingers playing the angle to go for the kill.
One enemy remaining.
Is good for the kill, but the Seeker follows up. You know the last one is behind your LED, and Panda, welcome to my blast tag. Last bullet magic is able to make it happen. Should be time left as well, and Mississippi State is going to tie things up 2 rounds to 2 here.
Yeah, they do have to pop an ult for that, but it's still pretty strong. Keeping only 2 of the rifles isn't wonderful, but you're breaking the econ of Georgia a lot more than you're breaking your own, so that makes it more valuable. I will say going into this next round, we have 3 ults from Georgia, so if it gets close and they pick up some guns, it could very easily swing back. So Mississippi State's got to do a great job of locking this out, especially because Georgia's still got decent mines. They've got a couple rifles, they've got some decent shields, so you know, Mississippi State's got to go into this playing like it's even footing, even though it isn't completely.
See the early wall at the top of mid. This is the first slow orb, has to invest the second. However, multiple rifles burning through the middle segment. Also takes down the Cypher Cam. That'll be on a long cooldown. We won't see it for another 40 seconds. EUSC slowly rotating up to help out at top mid. However, it looks like the call was made to retreat back towards sewers. Oracle's made it out, peeking up towards that ramp. Kevin gonna knife out onto site. Does spot out Kevin, but is flashed off, but gets the kill. Nice turn there. Doesn't get full flashed and is able to win the 1v1. Panda decides not to go there, and Exotic Rosa ults his way out onto site, but Doorfingers is able to trade. Oracle and Doorfingers find follow-ups as well onto Panda and Pants Thief. It is Citry on an island. 1v4. Turns the flash, not able to find the kill, does keep the life. Nade spam is going to keep them away. And the paranoia not hitting either. Looks like the call has been made. Gonna try to save the Vandal, carry it into round 6 here in the 1v4.
Yeah, I don't blame Citry for saving here at all. I think that hero rifle into the next round could be pretty big, and maybe even buy a teammate a rifle and try and run it with the 3 rifles. I think regardless, saving is the correct option. You keep that ult orb away from the other team and get your economy in a slightly better spot. But the round.
And as the spike does detonate, that's a 3rd round for Georgia. Mississippi State down 3-2. They've been down before. Was down almost all of map 1, if not all of map 1. And map 2 played from behind for the entire first half and about half of the second before bringing it even and eventually taking the lead momentarily. Does go overtime and wins it in the first 2 rounds of overtime. And as we climb into round 6 here, Mississippi State is looking to bounce back after losing the last one. Again, wall spammed down just to break at least one segment. So if you want to make that lane mid, you can. Knife finding no information, but between the knife and the rifles, we know that there are at least 2, but multiple in mid for Georgia. Playing right on the other side of that wall. Panda's there for follow-up, full utility. Citry on the off angles can't find one. Full trip damage, but the jump up from Doorfingers hides enough of the body and is able to doesn't find a kill, does go down. Pants Thief follows up with one.
Spike planted.
USC dogging out of rope room. Nothing but a shorty,
player
doesn't
standing.
clear the left and goes down to chicken. Now it's just Pants Thief and a classic. Not hit with a knife. It's good for one, though. Twitch reaction there. Someone's been Kovaxing. And does take down one, does go down. Georgia up 4 rounds to 2 here in map 3, and also with 4 ultimates on the table in Mississippi Stage 3.
Yeah, we were really hoping to see Mississippi State take a better first half this time, so hopefully they can pull it back again, but it does kind of suck that they're constantly playing recovery every half, and then when it gets to those like late rounds, they're playing so well, but they've got to figure out how to make that happen earlier in each half.
Safe B wall, cover short, gets you out on the site, spam down. Oracle made it all the way through site, however. Stitchery takes down Doorfingers, but Oracle takes down Pants Thief up top as well. Panda follows up on Exotic, gets the heal off as well. USC is down onto site. Decided not to go for the flash. The spike had never gone down, and Chicken does go down. Stitchery and USC does have the cross. You have to watch out for stage wall going down. Overpeaked a little. Kenny makes him pay, but Stitchery immediately trades. Advantage from Mississippi State. And Stitchery follows up. That's 3 on the round for Stitchery, cleaning it up and bringing a 3rd round to Mississippi State.
Yeah, Stitchery getting a lot of impact. Still looking like she might go for an MVP of the whole match instead of just the second map, but overall, not many complaints there. Mississippi State played a pretty good round. I think the fact that Georgia didn't have any mid presence was a big mistake. But, you know, all you can do is learn.
Bringing it back to within 1. Pants Thief going to be over on the A site in this round, pushing things up. You've got Kevin over on the B site. EUSC playing top mid outside of room. Speaking a little bit of information with the dog, does find one and gets the concuss. No follow-up going to be made as far as that was down mid, however.
I know exactly where.
But Pants Thief goes down, and the cavalry comes through onto site. Kevin takes down one before followed up by Chicken. Panda takes down Exotic again, has had their number quite a few times in map 3 here. However, Spike is down, and it's 3-3. Resurrection available on both sides. But Oracle taking down 2. That takes out a showstopper and the resurrection for Mississippi State. It's just EUSC versus 2. Cypher has the cam. Doorfingers playing the contact. And all this time is ticking down. Actually is able to jump the tripwire. Not sure he was able to get that clearance there, but still goes down. Georgia takes a 5th. And Mississippi State still trying to keep from having to play from behind.
Yeah, this whole series, it's been very back and forth, but the difference is we're very consistently losing the pistol rounds. And so that very consistently is making us lose the second round. And so now, even if it goes back and forth all half, we have the problem of being down from the start of that back and forth. And it's causing a lot of issues for Mississippi State. So they've got to figure something out, how to either win rifle rounds more consistently or take one of those pistols.
Going out.
Kevin playing up close with the Bucky is good for 1. Immediately going to be firing a couple more shots into the smoke. Not quite able to grab the rifle, however. Finally It is smoked or flashed, excuse me, not able to find a kill. Maybe should have stayed with the Bucky up close, but expecting multiple people to swing and did. Spike does go down. Man advantage still with Georgia, but USC takes down an unsuspecting Dwarf. Seekers coming through. Kevin is flanked by Panda. Now man advantage swings to Mississippi State here. We got some gun upgrades as well. The neural theft is invested. That's 2 ultimate dudes for Mississippi State. Team shots come through on the door fingers. The sound cue off of the flash lets people know that Chicken is on site. Takes down 2. Pants Thief does take down Chicken, is able to half the spike as well, so plenty of time on there. It's scary for a second, but Mississippi State finds its 4th in round 9.
I think Mississippi State just likes to stress me out. Even on their winning rounds, they're just stressing me.
They're making it close. It's all for Twitch chat, honestly.
Dude, forget that. 13-0 them so I can sleep in peace and be okay and not have a heart attack today.
No. This is collegiate esports. We don't do things the easy way here. And this is the playoffs. I'm talking about playoffs. This is playoffs. We gotta make it entertaining for the people. And as we enter round 10 here, Georgia making a lot of presence outside of A. Pants Thief had set up all the util, but that paint shell will destroy one of the two trap wires. Not able to kill the cyber cages, however. Georgia's cyber popped cyber cages, and it may have done more harm than good. The showstopper from Panda's good for 1, and after all the cyber cages go down, it's a 3-2 man advantage, make it 3-1 as EUSC has 3 on the round.
Flash.
Oracle pop flashes out of the smoke, good for 1, but Kevin with the immediate trade, and Mississippi State ties things up here, 5 rounds apiece.
EUSC with the most beautiful flash I've ever seen while he's flashed. He's just trying to flash him back. But no, really good round there from Mississippi State. I love Pants Thief's setup there. He caught 2 with the same tripwire and tagged 1 with Cam. So, and he gets the early pick on the raise there as well. Finding a lot of value with that. Is unfortunate how he goes down to that KO pop flash, but it happened.
And that may be the difference of both teams, as Exotic had the angle on EUSC there. Both teams do have the Cypher, but State having the Sky and Georgia not means that the paint shells has to be invested, and sometimes the paint shells just don't damage the trap wires, where with you have Sky, you normally just run the dog through it and it just hits it. So different play style from your agent selects. Kevin, however, on the site holding it down, is down dangerously low, but has some teammates in heaven to help in Citry. Panda is behind, looking for the second, and has it, able to clean them both up. Nice patience from the Rays. Takes down both remaining Georgia attackers, and Mississippi State up for the first time in map 3, and it's in the first half.
That's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see them string some rounds together instead of this constant back and forth. I do hope to see them take this one. Likely, we're going to see them lose the pistol next half. And, you know, at least if they win this one, they lose pistol, they lose the round after, they're still even. And they don't have to play this game of catch up the entire half. So.
It looks like the call was to stack towards B, but Georgia had stacked towards A. There is the KO ult pushing EUSC out of heaven. Has to respect that ult, not able to use those flashes to deter the aggression from Georgia. Kevin playing out on site, letting his teammates play the contact. Pants Thief is good for 1, but Doorfingers trades out EUSC. Mississippi State does have the From the Shadows and Resurrection to play with. A nice angle onto the paint shell to get it down into rope room, but there was no one home.
Careful.
Georgia W keying all the way up onto B side on the heaven already. Citry is hearing everything. The call is made. And now with teammates there, they're going to let Spike go down. Kevin is able to trade out Exotic and Oracle before going down to Doorfingers. And Doorfingers, a nice flick onto Pants Thief as well. The Boombot not checking out right at the bottom of the rope.
Can't use this yet.
Now it's 1v2. I think Citry is waiting on her heal. It's now popped here. You kind of need Citry to clear out ropes before Panda can peek. Is able to get it, however. What a flick onto the headshot. The res for good measure. And the defuse now hopefully coming through. You can't do too much team damage there. You still got to defuse the spike. And with 5.5 to spare, Mississippi State takes a 7-5 lead going into their attack half on split.
Sides.
Yeah, Mississippi State looking like they have a lot better ideas on this map. I do think that their attack has looked weaker than their defense across the other two, so hopefully they can close it out on this map. I think the fact that it's an older map that they've probably been playing for longer is showing. I don't know how many of them have been playing for a long time, but it looks like they have better ideas here and a better understanding of how to play the map and when people are going to rotate and when to rotate themselves. So hopefully that continues onto the attack half. The miracle here would be that Mississippi State wins a pistol round and the round after, and then they have a huge advantage in this half. Am I holding my breath for that? Absolutely not. They should play some TDMs with just pistols, but we can hope.
As a fan of esports and someone that grew up with childhood asthma, I learned that holding my breath often is not worth the wait. But the paint shell is doing a lot of damage to Doorfingers and forcing out that heal ability, the heal orb on Doorfingers, using it on themselves. Citry gets a kill onto Oracle and gets a follow-up as well and able to heal Panda. So a lot of things going Mississippi State's way early in this attack side pistol. I say that as Exotic peeks into the slow orb, Panda is there to punish that over-aggression. EUSC trying to see if anyone was going to wrap through rope. They did swing all the way around, and Doorfingers playing a cat and mouse game does win it against Panda, but the flank is here. Sees both. The spam coming through takes down one, and now it's a 1v1. It is Kevin and Chicken. The paranoia hits. Kevin hits the headshot. Someone needs to check on Sky. Sky may have pooped their pants, but it's okay because you didn't hold your breath. You didn't have to. Mississippi State wins the pistol with one player remaining to give them an 8-5 lead. They have a little economy advantage going into this second round of the second half, and this could very well start the snowball if they're able to execute.
Yeah, I think that was a whole lot better done. The best pistol we've seen out of them by far, not just 5-man running into a site because you have pistols and that's all your brain is thinking to do. That looked like a real round, so maybe split is something that they're more accustomed to and just better at.
Nice Omen smoke there is going to take Doorfingers out of the play. Second smoke as well, utilized from, and the shorty comes through. I would be maulding if I was EUSC. Pants Thief and Panda do follow up, however, they do take that B site, trying to hunt down. Oracle is able to take down Pants Thief, though. And a little chip damage onto Panda. The paint shells trying to hold them at bay. His finger not able to do enough damage through the smoke, but Oracle a little overzealous and pays with his life. The blast pack getting them the angle. You see the barrel, and Kevin is able to follow up onto Exotic. Chicken's classic takes down Panda, who is already 1 HP, and now with a Bucky and 19 HP. A lot of noise being made. Kevin finds him out. The Spectre is enough, and that's a 9th round for Mississippi State. 4 more for the reverse sweep best of 3.
Remember that.
Yeah, State looking a whole lot better. At first sight there, you're probably thinking, well, you know, a lot of them died. Wasn't super clean, but the side of Georgia spent a decent amount of money. They were trying to get a couple decent guns, so it worked out pretty good. Like State has a pretty good econ here. It's not great, it's not perfect, but neither is Georgia's, and it makes it that much closer going into the next round.
A couple players from Mississippi State peeking out bottom mid. Warfingers with an interesting wall there. Normally we see that wall placed from the B side, not from the rope room connector. But immediately spammed down from a few players of Mississippi State as they cross over into sewer towards that A site. And now, behind a couple of Omens folks top mid, it looks like Georgia is also rotating towards A for the moment. Kenny's paranoia comes through. Oracle capitalizes and takes down Panda. But these two members of Mississippi State still holding it down as Oracle continues the prowess and takes down Kevin on that A side as well, and not stopping, pushing up towards A main, towards their spawn. Chicken takes down Pants Thief, and this is very quickly looking like a Georgia favored round. However, EUSC and the Spectre not going gentle. The audio cue lets them know there's at least one on the rope. You hear the jumping, doubled up there. Shots, goes for the reload, is going to have a full magazine, but the headshot from Doorfingers immediately seconded with Chicken onto Citry. And Georgia, not to be outdone, takes one round back after 6 in a row from Mississippi State to make it a 9-6 scoreline.
Yeah, everybody's playing pretty good. Mississippi State doing a good job of playing really closely together. It shows a little bit in their KDAs, like USC is dying a lot and Panthy's dying a lot. But they're consistently getting traded, which is so important if you're going to play attack, especially on a map like Split where the rotates are fairly quick in comparison to some of the other maps. So really a whole lot better. And also, like, if you're Mississippi State, that's the only round you can drop. Like, that's the only round where it's acceptable that you just got to roll. And honestly, it didn't even look that bad. They got a decent amount of picks, so should look really strong here.
And A is the call all the way, trying to make their way up the ramp towards Heaven. Doorfingers with that off angle and able to fall down the ropes if needed. But it was all a dream as the rotation has been called. 3 men already on the rotation. It's being forced out, not able to find one. Nice utility uses to force out the corner there. Kevin slow playing it through sewer, may have the timing on to Georgia's Kenny here. But that smoke being drop down is heard, and the timing was not in their favor as Kevin's Phantom takes down the Omen. Panda played up, gets the kill onto an unsuspecting Exotic who is not having a great map 3. Citry not to be outdone by the teammates. Finds a kill of their own. Panda cannot outshred the Phantom of Chicken on that headshot. And then Doorfingers bringing things back to 2 players apiece for each team. We've seen this a couple of times. Citry spots out, or sees the teammate in EUSC, has the cross angle lined up. First does go down. It's a 2v1. Chicken has to play the backside first, does get it, but shipped down to 1 HP. Citry did their job, and now EUSC plays for time here, does get the kill, for life and the gun. Mississippi State is at double digits and only 3 rounds away.
I love how every single thing that round was played from Mississippi State. They were holding good crosses in the post. They were doing a really good job of getting aggressive in a controlled manner. I think the only critique I have there is Sage cannot be putting up that wall that blocks Panda in the enemy spawn. He gets that one pick. It's 10 times better if he can back up and play with the rest of the team. I understand not wanting that push to come through, but you have a player there. So until that player is out, that wall needs to be delayed. But other than that, great round from Mississippi State.
Doorfingers playing behind the box here, a really aggressive angle with the Vandal. Does have help in Chicken and KO as well. Lots of smokes here. The dog not able to find anything before being shredded. But it will be a lot of timing as these smokes clear. Panda tucked away for the moment. EUSC good for 1. Panda sees Chicken. Not expecting Oracle, however, and does go down. Teammate had taken off the peak to get through sewer with the rest of the team. Does EUSD expect a close left here? It does not look like it. Does go down. That's a free weapon upgrade for Exotic.
Last player standing.
Kevin, good for one, but can't find any more. Georgia does invest the KO ult, but also gets the round on the back end. It's 7 for Georgia.
Yeah, that round, I mean, it's unavoidable that eventually Mississippi State has to drop the ball. Like, they are not so much better than the other team that they're just going to clean sweep the half. And I think it's okay for them to drop. They just need to, like, play it smart here. I don't think we should be forcing up anything. I think we take the fact that we lost the round and buy for next, and then just come into the next round, the next full buy round with the right mentality. Now, whether or not they can keep that together and keep that composure is what's going to be the difference maker, I think.
Yeah, we see a couple of pistols. The one-way cyber cage is going to halt a lot of this wanted early aggression. Panda making sure he pops that camera as soon as it is spotted. And now you're just kind of waiting out the smokes, waiting out the deterrence. And honestly, the call may be made to rotate here. You see the paint shells, you've seen the cyber cage, you've seen the omen smoke.
Careful.
Although that doesn't necessarily mean all three of them are there, it is a pretty good indication that it is known that you are grouping there. 2 players suppressed from Oracle's knife, not finding any shots, however, and fake retreating back down sewer in case there was anybody outside of spawn. Looks like there was. And Steve's still taking this fight, though, even in the face of a Vandal with nothing but a ghost. Not afraid at all and taking the gunfight. Panda has the fight momentarily with
Spike down mid. 30 seconds
Georgia's
left.
raise, but the kills are coming through and we're actually even. Panda takes down Exotic, and now a rifle in the hands of Panda and a couple kills for Mississippi State, and this has suddenly become doable. The only problem is that there's only 20 seconds, make it 15 seconds left now, and Chicken is running towards B as Kevin teleported to A with that from the shadows, had picked up Spike, plenty of time to get it down, and now it's a 1v3 hold. They probably saw the Chicken cross there, didn't cross the road, but did cross the omen smoke, and Citry sits them down. That's a thrifty on the round of Mississippi State, and that's a very good sign if you're a Mississippi State Valorant fan.
Yeah, that was really, really good. Like, we honestly, personally, wrote them off. They're not winning pistol v pistol. They're not winning pistol v Vandals. But they did really good. They did a great job of baiting the other team into getting way too aggressive. Why are 3 played? That's a great question. Let's destroy them because they're making stupid decisions. They're getting overzealous, and they're trying to make a play where a play doesn't exist. And they did a great job of dismantling that and getting this rifle round underway. It should bode super well for Mississippi State.
And now, not over-aggressive here in search of their 12th round win. You see a default split, 2 in mid, 3 in B. Georgia spread out a little 2-2-1 across your B, mid, and A site, respectively. And now Mississippi State is walking right into the teeth of this Georgia defense. A couple of judges, or at least a judge and a sheriff. Walls do break, but Oracle is able to tuck away. Four Fingers, however, takes down Panda, locks it up, and the Boombot does not find him out. Still taking the fight through the smoke into 3 rifles. Crazy person. Now, Oracle's playing in the smoke with shotguns. Hands Thief wasn't quite clear of the smoke. Decides to go into the trap, or the spy cam goes down as well. Citry falls to Chicken, who had the crosshair placement on the head. And now, a role reversal of last round where Mississippi State came in and lost a couple of members early. Georgia, all 5 members left alive. One is 1 HP, but
10 seconds
10
left.
seconds to go. You're taking 4 ultimates into the next round, and you bring it back to the scoreline back to within 3.
Thrifty.
Mississippi State making a smart decision by just saving here.
Make sure to follow my pack in. They'll lead us right to the enemy.
Not
Almost
able to
got a
get
pick
that
on the way
last
out.
kill.
Almost got a pick on the way out.
But now it's
So
11
the
to
ultimate
8.
economy is super even, but with the specific ults, I do think Mississippi State.
Mississippi State on this attack side, you've got your 4 ultimates. A lot of them are mirrors. You do have the Sky ult, and as he shall receive, the Sky ult goes down, but no one checks up ramp. Oracle breaks one of the swimmers and Sky. The resurrection is also invested to bring Sky back. So the spike does go down. Some paint shell chip damage is your punishment. Panda takes down Chicken, however, and that should be a gun upgrade. Now, Mississippi State, they're camped out on site. They have their post-plant defense. Panda finds a second. Oracle takes down EUSC for the second time this round. The off angle, good for 2, and now it's 1 man left. It's Kenny Too Crazy. He's got the From the Shadows. He's got 1 kill this round. Make it a second. But Citry sets him down, and now it's a match point, Mississippi State.
Match point.
Really good recovery after the last round, looking super messy, and managing to lose to the eco. Now they're looking a whole lot better, looking a whole lot more confident and ready to close out this match. So hopefully that's what they'll do.
Yeah, and for Georgia, you do have 3 ultimates to your name. The Neural Theft, probably the most impactful, but you do have the Resurrection for a 6th man. You do have the From the Shadows for a quick rotation. But Mississippi State also has that Neural Theft. If they're able to find the opener, and as I say it, Exotic pulls out the operator and makes his presence known. And it looks like for a moment, Georgia was going to stomp through the round, but the double kill from EUSC makes them hesitate. Not the best stage wall, but the slow orb follows up. Exotic has a crack, but EUSC plays off of it. That's 3 on the round and brings it back 2 players apiece for the moment. We have to expect the resurrection from stage is gonna be invested here. Does choose to bring back Exotic. That is the operator back in play. It's 3 rounds to 2. Cypher made its way around, but doesn't find any bodies to Neural Theft yet. EUSC good for 4. 2v2 here. Sage boosts herself up. Good for 1. That's 5. That's good for the ace. Not able to get the 6th, however. And the run and gun op shot from Exotic keeps Georgia in this match. 5.5 seconds was left. 1 bullet would have taken down Exotic, but EUSC good for 5 on round 20.
Yeah, really good round from EUSC. This gun skills there were really showing. Did a great job of playing it fairly disciplined. Even though your number's down, you're not just, counting yourself out of that round, and brought it way closer than it should have been.
And even after a couple of ultimates invested for Georgia, they still have 3 on the table. Didn't get the Neural Theft off, didn't use the From the Shadows, but does get the opener in Panda. So, you have a KO ultimate to deny any ability usage. You've got a Neural Theft if you can get up ramp, or get down ramp, rather. Now, Mississippi State creeping out towards B side here. Tagged off the trap wire. Oracle's taking down Pants Thief. Doorfingers takes down Citry. This may be a 10th for Georgia. Mississippi State investing the Seekers. Still going to try to make something happen in the 2v5. shows there's at least one back screen. The dog is going to be used to verify that, but the paint shells deny the concuss. EUSC takes down the Boombot, but is he good for 5 more? Good for 1, but the Bulldog with the Bulldog, only good for the 1. Kenny Too Crazy is going to get the defuse to bring Georgia back within 2. It's 12 rounds to 10. Looks like we are going to have an official timeout here. We did have one player disconnect. So you get to look at our faces while Oracle gets to reconnect to get back into this nail biter that has been our map 3. I don't know what we expected for a map 3 after map 1 and 2, but I don't think it was this. I think I can honestly say that I didn't expect this. Mississippi State came out winning 6 in a row at the end of that first half into that start of the second half, goes up by what, like 4 rounds, and now has been at match point for 3 rounds now, and Georgia is not letting go.
Yeah, if you told me at the end of that second map that Mississippi State was going to win 6 rounds in a row, I would have been doubtful, to say the least. It was so back and forth, just 1-1-1-1. But now they're looking pretty good. Definitely a lot more solid, man. Making it less dicey every round too. Like even when the rounds are close, they're not close in the same way. So.
But even though that timeout is over, if y'all heard the sound effect, we are still in a tech pause. We are having to restart a PC, and by we, I mean one of the Georgia Bulldogs. It is not me personally. But when they get back in, we'll get you guys back into the action. But while we have a moment, we can kind of step back and take kind of an overall view of what we've witnessed over the past 2.5 hours at this point, where map 1, we took it to Ascent. It was Mississippi State's map pick, but Mississippi State was just not able to come online. We saw whether it be miscommunication or misplays or whatever it was, they were not clicking, and Georgia was able to take advantage to that to take a 13-10 lead on Mississippi State's map pick, I reiterate, which then took us to Abyss, which was a very cordial way of putting it was that it seemed like a TDM lobby at times. It was a team deathmatch at times.
Yeah. Overall, I think Mississippi State playing so much better in this third map. It's not even close. I do think they're getting a little antsy. They're getting ahead of themselves, and they're playing a little less disciplined than they were in the earlier rounds, and it's showing. The amount of timings that they're just not considering, and the amount of the amount of 1v1s being taken instead of those disciplined 2-on-1s or those double swings, even if you are into 2 players, is so much higher than it was 2 rounds ago, 3 rounds ago. So, team captain's Pants Thief, I think he's got to be saying during this tech pause, hey guys, come on, let's get our heads in the game. It's not over till it's over. It's 2 rounds away from going to OT. We saw how OT went for us last time. We squeaked it out, but it was not clean, and we don't want to have to take it there again. So.
And as we get back into the game here, I think you're absolutely correct. If you're on the Georgia side of things, just take it 1 round at a time, because they've clawed a couple of rounds in a row here. There's no reason to think that they can't continue to do that. And on the flip side, if you're Mississippi State, you have to take that step back. You have to okay, we're at map point, but that doesn't mean we have to press. We don't have to try to force these kills and force these engagements that are putting us in unfavorable situations. You're at a point now, Georgia only has 1 ultimate left on their side, and it's that KO ultimate. You've got the neural theft, you've got the from the shadows. Play your game, play your set, whatever your call is, and win your duels, because you've proven that you can win these rounds straight up. And as we say, that Panda Blast Pack through is good for 1, but the paint shells becomes a martyrdom nade. But Georgia finding 2, Kenny and Chicken finding 1 of each, and now Mississippi State down 2 men to 3. Exotic picks up the operator,
Enemy
Now,
removed.
Citry, good for one, uses the heal on themselves, but Exotic's op having this oversight is terrified. We do see the rifle there. Citry is going to remove that dart. One slow orb left. Going to hold it close.
Last player standing.
Is able to get the kill on Exotic. And now one man left. The trade comes through. And Mississippi State brings it back. Loses map 1 on their own pick. Takes away Georgia's map 2 in overtime. Has a very impressive map 3 on split. And is able to win it 13-10 to advance in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely beautiful closeout there. Right as we were saying, hey, we've got to play more discipline. They go right back to it. Panda, he gets aggressive, but he does it in a way where his teammates can trade him. And then he ends up trading himself with the crazy nade. And then, dude, Citry, she might not have put up the same numbers, but when it came to that last round, MVP yet again. She's putting in work. Everybody on their team played so much better in that round than the rounds like 3 prior, and it showed so hard. So, GG's. Georgia sucks. You know.
Today we found out, at least in Valorant, who the better Bulldog is. It is your maroon and white Bulldogs of Mississippi State. And again, very impressed with the showing. I think the end of map 2, we saw some glimpses, but map 3 was a completely different Mississippi State team.
Yeah, it was really good. You know, Georgia might have us in football. They might have us in football, but they do not have us in Valorant, and that's what matters.
Catch us on LAN, and LAN was caught. We did have, in addition to the Discord call that we are in, I will ask. I'm going to ask on air. Are we hitting this interview? Is that what this is? The MVP? Alrighty, we will be doing an interview, but it will be momentarily. So you're going to have to hold that suspense just a little bit longer. But again, map 1, Mississippi State came out shaky. Georgia looked very solid in their ascent. They were able to take that 13-10 scoreline, like we said. Abyss was very back and forth. Mississippi State playing from behind for most of that map, is able to force the overtime and takes it in the first 2 rounds of overtime. And then a very dominant and impressive showing for Mississippi State on that map 3 and split.
Yeah, looking 10 times better for sure. Really hoping that they take the lessons that it felt like they were learning during the games and push them towards those next games going forward into the playoffs. But I think we have both players here ready for the interview.
We do.
Looks like we have Citry and EU ready to do an interview here.
Alrighty. Well, I feel like I have to first and foremost, congratulations on advancing in the playoff, you two. Awesome
Thank you.
performance
Thank you,
today.
thank you.
Thank you.
I feel like my first question has to be Citry. In my game notes I received ahead of tonight's match, I was told that you are no longer an iPad gamer, and I think you proved that and then some today with the Clove and the Sage for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I will forever be a iPad smokes, but in a good context, hopefully. I definitely was nervous on Sage. I'm not gonna lie, I've never played her before, but our split comp's a little shaky, so we felt it was best to run double sentinel there, and for me to try out Sage, which she's pretty easy. I mean, all you have to do is wall mid. That was our tactic at least, and yeah, it was fun. I will forever be a iPad smokes person though, in a good way.
So we got the pocket iPad smokes, but
Mhm.
definitely able to flex. And EUSC, I think my first question for you has to be how do I pronounce your IGL? How do I pronounce your in game?
That's pretty much what everyone says. It's use.
Use.
Yeah, use.
Okay. So use stellar plays all the way around, especially in map 2 and 3. It seemed like there were multiple instances where you were able to get 2 or 3 to keep Mississippi State in rounds that did not look like they were going in y'all's favor.
I mean, yeah, I just tried to think about, okay, what are they gonna do next? Because the other team was so good at keeping us on our toes. I mean, we were fighting really hard, and I kept just trying to think about what we could do. So like on Split, I was like, okay, I can play Sky here. I'm very comfortable and just really figure out, okay, are they gonna hit B? Are they gonna hit A? If they break the wall, go mid. And I was just really trying to keep the team alive.
We almost got to see you pop an ace to close out the game.
Mhm.
I was
I
so
thought it was
disappointed.
over.
Dude,
I was trying so hard to get that
it was
headshot.
an ace in
Just
our
off
heart.
me. Yeah,
It
It's
was
still
an ace in
five.
your heart.
5 kills.
It was
So it could
5.
have been
It
a
was
6
5.
game.
Yeah.
It's still five.
Ace is the whole team. But no, crazy good games. Yeah, so it seems like although you were never like super high on the leaderboard per se, like you were super consistently getting the picks when it seemed like it mattered the most. So towards the second half of that Abyss map, we're not going to talk about the Ascent map. But towards the second half of that Ascent map and the second half of that Split map, you were like on rounds where it mattered, like 3 kills, 4 kills, 5 kills on that one round that you almost closed out. So just like in those moments, is there anything in particular other than looking at what the other team is most likely to do? Like, are you struggling to stay calm or anything like that that you could give more insight on to the viewers?
Oh, you betcha. Oh, you betcha. My heart was racing, probably 180 if I'm being honest, because every, let's be honest, lucky kills that I got, I was like, all right, what do I do next? Uh, let's push site. Yeah, that's a good idea, guys. Oh no.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
I
heart's
was trying to stay
racing.
calm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Or from the
especially
spectator client, you look like a pro.
Mhm.
Yeah,
well,
I didn't see any accidental kills. I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, they're
All
all intentional.
calculated.
All
yeah,
calculated.
it was all on purpose.
For sure, for sure. Uh, Well, Citri, I was calling it halfway through game 2 that you were the absolute MVP. So from earlier in the season, you know the numbers weren't looking exactly the same. Have you
Mhm.
been like hitting aim labs especially hard, or just playing a lot of games, or just got better for no reason, or what changed?
Um, I honestly don't hit aim labs. I'm gonna be honest. As you can see in some of my kills there, but I've tried to be more consistent, even though my student schedule is obviously not as fun as we all have learned. I've tried playing Valorant as much as possible, even outside of practice, just because sometimes I'll miss because we work and all that stuff. And when I do get in and play comp games and solo queue, I try not to really let things get me down. If I'm losing RR, I lose RR. It's more of just like, what am I learning? And my biggest struggle this season so far has been trying to make sure I stay calm because I do get a little shaky and high nerves, which then puts me in bad situations. And that, I think, trying to focus on that over the season, not even as much winning, just trying to keep calm and really think about how we're going to unfold the situations as they come is what's been helping me a lot. Keep focus and help with my aim and understanding of the game overall.
Yeah, I was as well said. I think a lot of people struggle with that shakiness or
Mhm.
anxiousness in the round and not feeling like they have a good direction to go. So I'm sure a lot of the viewers can relate to that, and
Mhm.
your fellow teammates as well. So
Mhm.
For
great
sure.
games.
Thank you. Let's go women. We love
Woo!
women.
We do love women and
Woo!
women in esports, and we love Mississippi State advancing in the playoffs.
Yeah, round 2, baby.
Semifinals in round 2,
Woo!
baby. Let's go.
We keep
Mhm.
Yeah.
pushing. We're going to be cheering you on. I'm sure everyone watching is going to be cheering you on. I appreciate everyone tuning in and watching. Citri and Use, thank you for taking the time for this post game interview. Thank
Mhm.
you to Ben handling the production. Thank
Yeah.
you to my co-caster in Landon as well for being on the call with me. I've been Dancing Buffalo. Thank y'all for hanging out tonight. Mississippi State Valorant is victorious over the Georgia Bulldogs to move on to the next round of the playoffs. We hope y'all have a good night. Do your homework, drink some water, stretch, and we'll see y'all later.
틱틱 문을 차고 있죠. 이건 데자부 이미 와본 걸까. 내 성공을 전부 담긴 그릇이 작아. I can't lose 점수 그건 의미 없는 숫자. 내 열의 top 10 거는 식당. 행걸로 채운 옷장 전부 대스탁. 상식주의 red dot 경건 없어 better not. 난 사방에 다 뿌린지 마치 red